Good evening. Sound check. Mulishani. How's everybody? Good evening. Hi, Ba Friday Chungu Mulishani. Greetings. We are here early to wind down the year. Akapinga Mulishani. Hi. Let's play some music while we wait. Mulishani Bani Yenish, how are you? And let me play some music while we share. Hi. Greetings in your time zone. Welcome. Last show. Let's play some music.
Tule birombo kuzira mu kiteko kimokwena saranga kina mwachula mufyashi watu fyala niwetredioni mayo kumfaifu febanta tuleishanya katulikuta kumwani mulete papa tumutendo wafunda na urina kukutila manifilwevu na bambita babomba tulekasha mchitolula bomba tufile nokule kwinyo nimilele shuma niwanyama tontonka nyono kumokesha abengi tekalane salakala chikole miau nukumeleka mamokulande ya shelo wambikute yesolo eno bambi lanchi ya bukulambala la mulukoto mamo bashinguluka Masitolo kwa tiparikyo baneshika Bambi banwa Ama yehu balerila na mabanzi Bamo matala Ifyumuna mutute baletu bilale malala Tule kabila Ukulio lutelo Akasubane chulo Namba tule filwa Mulangu wa mitengo ya fyakule na ichirano Tule shipikisha fie Mama tushi Mufundo wa mano Ayarenga Tukwele maya tulundile kokuli batata Abuteko Matulundile kolubia indikalile ya shuka Echirenga Kule filwano kusunga kalu melesu Arangati shuka bani Amishire chano kachaibiri wani Salama nyingi msebani amalipileli nabambika mabomba nishirikisha fe amachushi mufundo wa mano ayarenga tukwele mayo kubondele kule natana abuteko batulumile kopia ikikalile ya shuma ejirenga tuembiwano kusunga mabe paresu alamayo kandeni na batata abuteko batulelele koluse kanunde pindi batushireko ukunga kwebarana ukufana ukunwano kupepa emunando ichikurukuru ya wino bantisala mayachira moira leto musebanya alamayo landeni na batata abuteko batulelele koluse kanunde pindi batushireko ukunga kwebarana ukufana ukunwano kupepa itamunando ichikurukuru ya wino bantisala mayachira moira leto musebanya.
Welcome, welcome. We are sharing last show of the night. Speak out for Zambia. How are you, my daughter? Good to see you. Good to see you. You should join in. Join in.
Banona chongo wow, we've all made a shake it. Bachale chale, bafuma kumero raisoko, kume kusheko, ikanya se twali nabo, tishika wapongele, twale ya nabo. Uyo. Bachale chale, bafuma kumero raisoko, kume kusheko, ikanya se twali nabo.
Welcome, Mama. Welcome. Raja, hey, comrade, welcome. Oh my God.
Mama Tomonica, happy New Year.
Happy New Year, happy Christmas, happy everything.
I'm quiet.
Mwaiseni. Posheni abantu ba Kelvin Kane, bantu bale mipusha. So our viewers are excited to see you. And then Mama, you can greet our viewers.
Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you're all doing good as we wrap up the year. We just want to have a brief chat, encourage ourselves, and start looking out for what is good for us and our country coming in the new year. Hopefully, we want to see more pressure put on this government, quite frankly. They have to do the right thing for us. We only have one country, and if we don't speak, things won't change. So yeah, I'm wishing you all an amazing transition into 2024. Please take care of yourselves. I know there's a few hours remaining. So yeah, be careful. We want to see you in 2024. Thank you.
Amen. Amen to that. And Mama, you can greet our viewers before we proceed.
Mwapole mponkwai wonse mwalile ni mponkwai ichaka mkwai itwala pika mchaka nomba mashwina lalambira kutila kweno kufuma ino nshita ukufika ubushiku bwa kuingira muchaka chipya patali nakabili nde wekeshapo kutila patali pali ama hours pali ama minutes pali ama seconds pano tuikele mwe bana bandi bonse bambita bakwetene shuko ili akupemo yumwe la tulepema bambita bakwetene shuko ili akulanda mashwa ya tulelanda bambita bakwetene shuko ili akunyanta pamushiri bambi ina bafwa babatwala kuma mochari tuishibe bonse po tuikele okutira tatuchirira abanensu balya abafwa today tatuchirira abanensu balya abalepemo mwela wa artificial ife tulepemo mwela wa kumanina so kanchi bonse tubyaba itefya kabiri tubyaba iro lekeshapo okumakinga sure okumona okutira twayingira bwino muchaka chipya okwabula amapange ayabina byamo natotera mkwai.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Those are opening remarks. So today, this is the last show of the year. What a year. What a year. So we're just gonna do a recap. Our panelists, our hosts can talk anything that they want to share to the guests, to the viewers, and also to the politicians. I'm going to tag all the politicians. And we'll just talk generally about the political scene. And then on a personal note, I would like to thank everybody for being on this page. We are patriots on this page. We are comrades. We are not followers. You know, when you are following someone, it's like you just follow. You know, you are a passenger. But on this page, I assume we are all patriots. We are partners. We are comrades. We want to see a better Zambia. So thank you for all the contributions that you have made through the years. It's been a solid 2 years running this page, even though we are now on a new page because the other page was hacked. But the point is they can hack the page, but they will not hack our vision. They will not kill our dream. Even if they kill us physically, we have already planted the seed. The dream will go on. The vision will go on. Zambia is a democracy. We have seen the shrinking of the democratic space in the country, and we are here to condemn it. And as we head to 2024, let us all hit the reset button. Everybody, especially politicians. Politicians, it has been a rough ride for the politicians in Zambia, the ruling and the ones in opposition. Both of them, it has been really rough. And all I am asking is for the politicians in Zambia, ruling and opposition, to hit the reset button as we head into 2024. And I say this because we saw the president went to a prayer. He held prayers a few days ago. That is a good sign. That is a good sign that the president went to church and they were praying. And I hope that is not all about, the camera. I hope the president for once will walk his talk. I pray that the president for once will hit the reset button and listen to his people. He still has 2 years. The New Dawn government still have 2 years of governance, 2.5 years. It's a long time. God can turn a situation overnight. Situations can be turned overnight. So as I end in my opening remarks, I just want to appeal to especially the ruling government and President Hakainde to hit the reset button and recharge. Seek God's guidance like we saw you go and hold those prayers. Let God speak to you. You are a father of 19 million people, almost 20 million people. We are all relying on you. You are our father. It doesn't matter, we might be PA for positioning, whatever region we come from, you are the father of the nation. And to me, as we enter 2024, I'm asking for the president to reset and recharge and let him go back to the drawing board. Let him just change the way he's been conducting business in Zambia to put Zambians first, to put consultation first, to respect the rule of law, and let him just be a listening president. Let him be a caring president. Let him think to care. Let him come up from the highways to the down in the townships. Let him walk among the poor like he used to when he was in campaign. And that way he will know what the people are really going through. I would like to see the president to come down from the high horse and go down and walk with the poor. He walked with the poor in campaign. His vote came from the poor. He was in Mandego taking selfies with children on the roadside, buying tomatoes from women. Let him be a man of the people. I don't know what happened to the president in the last 2 years, but he has really, alienated himself from the poor of Zambia, from the voters. People make mistakes. But you know what? Seeing the president having that prayer, I am actually encouraged. I am encouraged, and also I am hopeful that 2024 will be a good year, because we can't continue on this path. Otherwise, I end here in my opening remarks. Comrade Shimba and Comrade Mama Monica, we can just go around. If you have anything to say, you can pass the ball to the next panelist. Otherwise, I end here for now. Thank you.
Okay. No, I mean, I echo your sentiments. The president was overwhelmingly voted into office. Those numbers must give him confidence that, okay, I have the backing, but you must do the right thing politically, socially, economically. You must do the right thing. Being voted into office is not the end. You have to work, you have to perform. You have to show the Zambian people that, you can take care of their needs. You see, we don't have many industries in Zambia that can, employ all of our people, right? So this is where the government comes in. What government policies can ensure that, the suffering of our people is alleviated? You see, we've spoken about subsidies in agriculture, subsidies on fuel. Those are necessary evils in an economy. Very, very necessary. There's no country in this world that does not offer subsidies. You see, I've spoken about, the U.S. government subsidizing agriculture. If they didn't do that, and there was a massive shortage of food it would be the collapse of this union, right? Because like Piquet Shala said, you see. So what the government needs to work on is to ensure that food prices come down, is to ensure at a bare minimum that the cost of milli meal comes down. How you do it, we don't care, but the cost of milli meal must come down. The cost of fuel must come down. That's what we're saying, you see. And yes, for the president to appear at a church event, I mean, personally, I don't see any hope because our politicians are what they are, politicians, very hypocritical individuals. You understand? Hiding behind the veil of the church, to me, doesn't do it. We need to see the right things being done. And like you've said, Madam Pumulo, he needs to recharge. He's the father of the nation, right? When we talk about shrinking democratic space, people think we're talking about, people being hacked with pangas, people being beaten left, right, and center. No, 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 no. Shrinking of the democratic space is not allowing your opponents to hold a political rally, not allowing your opponents to have a press briefing at a private residence in the case of Sean Tembo. You see that? Shrinking democratic space is seeing all these institutions of governance blatantly siding with the party in power. The police, for instance. Lusaka City Council recently denying the PF ability to go and help out clean the CBD in the wake of cholera, and particularly stating that we know there are leadership wrangles in your party, so we can't take this from you. That is not right. That is a shrinking democratic space. Allow each other to reach out to the people, allow each other to send a message, to share their message. If it's a message of hope, it's the people of Zambia that will determine that in 2026. You see that? I liked a statement by veteran politician Vernon Johnson Mwanga. He said, we already fought the fight at 1964. Right now is the time for unity. Right now is the time to argue on the basis of ideas. Right now is the time to focus on growth, on development, on enhancing the lives of our people. And I agree with him 100%. 60 years, next year, we'll be turning 60 years. Show me what a 60-year-old man or woman looks like. You see that? We need to change the political trajectory. We need to embrace each other. Politics is not about aggression. Politics is about the sharing of ideas, competing on the basis of ideas, and implementing and developing a nation. We cannot have people wallowing in poverty in a country that is well endowed with resources. We cannot have that. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We need to reset the button and just tell ourselves, look, we have these resources in our country for a reason, right? Why weren't those resources placed in a different country? We must make sure that these resources work for our people. Quite frankly, I find it odd that a country like Zambia can go out and celebrate the borrowing of $187 million. The mineral wealth we have is far much more than $187 million. You see that? So these are things I hope are focused on come 2024. Make plans of creating processing plants, gold processing plants, Suzilite, right? Mine these resources properly and to the benefit of our people. We need to change. It doesn't make sense to keep borrowing. Our budget has always been supported by outside forces. Why? Why should that be? When we have the mineral wealth, okay? 2024 must be a transformative year for the nation economically. Invest heavily in agriculture, make Zambia the breadbasket of the region or even Africa. Improve on technology in agriculture, in marketing, in packaging. You'll be a net exporter of agricultural products to earn that much needed foreign exchange. All these things can happen if we just focus on what is important. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Shimba. And you said one important thing that I want to comment on borrowing, celebrating borrowing 100 and something million people, Zambians. Zambia is sitting on trillions of dollars of minerals under our feet in the Zambian soil. So this is the time when we need to wake up. We have woken up, but we need to start action. Action, we need to act. I am proud of the youth who have started a movement for good governance, and I am behind that movement. Ichaba, Iche, Sabanana, Chabafana, whatever language, say it in your tribe. Look out for this movement. We are in support of this movement because it's an educational movement. The leaders, the pioneers of this movement, they are trying to bring change through mindset, change, education. Mama Chika Monica, pick it up. The floor is yours, Mama.
Natotera mkwai pakuchila kompando kutira na ineni ngasosa kotu mashui utwa kulekela wakulekelesha itana namba 1 ito nalalanda nalalunga makufyo bakira kuli ba mama pumulo stumbeko ukubika pofye n'abakyakireke abakwete okusakamana sana pachalo chetu cha Zambia aba mweni okutira ichalo chetu cha Zambia takienda bwino kanshi napakusakamana okukalamba ekyo baleeterako iyi program munganda y'amafunde mwingo mfwa mwe bakyasambirira bonse kabiri namwe bakyayishyura amafunde yenu nangu mwe bakyayishyura ensambusha yenu mu kyalo kyaisu kya Zambia kanshi iyi forum y'abakwini mpumi nabambi mkwaiya imininako okutira imwe bonse mwe bakyasambirira mwe bakyayishyura ensambusha yenu mukwate okuyishyura obuyishibiro ni kuli abo abale umfwa ifile soswa kabiri kuli abo abakwete okusakamana okumona okutira ikyalo kyaisu kya Zambia kiri mukona ika kabiri kiri mukukyalo ekibolya napali icho nalalanda okutira bakateeka wesu baakainde ichilema balefwa ikapa kalamba sana okubwerera ku drawing board baakainde wesu ba president wesu ebwa abena Zambia batemenwe imi ntapendwa nangufye ntiro okutira ebwa abena Zambia twatemenwe imi ntapendwa pamulandu wakutira twalikwete ekitetekerwa ekikalamba sana okutira obu butungusi babaakainde efe baikalamu opposition for 20 years plus bakesa akwata okusakamana n'okusunga bwino ekyalo kyaisu kya Zambia ero nomba kyaisamoneka kwati ba president bali kuchinja balaba akainde twakwete mu opposition kwati bapusanako nababa akainde tukwete today napali icho nderanda okutira ba president wesu natemwa sana babwerere ku drawing board pamulandu wakutira bena Zambia bali bachindika ero kabiri bali batemwa apa kalamba nganshi gachakutira babwerera ku drawing board bala making sure kumona okutira bushe Zambia kirenda cyane napali icho baakainde nga kyakutira balefayo okuteeka bwino ekyalo kya Zambia muri iyi myaka twala yingiramu okutampa pa 1 iri 2024 bafiire okumakinga sure ati baishiwa okutira umunwe umo tausalanda bafiire okwishiwa pamaka okutira umunwe umo tausalanda ero amano yaweka tayashinguluke koshi amano yakuweka tayashinguluke koshi batata ba president ba HH bafiire making sure okutira baishiwa okutira abasambirira tebe nga teeka fye ekyalo beka kulefa ikana abantu abakwata wisdom basankanya mano pamo n'abasambirira napali icho nalalanda kubasambirira nderanda pa bantu abakwata wisdom na bantu abakwata knowledge abakwata knowledge na wisdom fintu bibiri fyapusana kwali babantu abafyalwa na mano yakifyalirwa kwaba n'abantu abakwata mano ya mabuku so kanshi pakuteeka bwino ekyalo kya Zambia apa ekyalo kya Zambia kifikire ni pakusankanya mano abasambirira n'abashasambirira because ababashasambirira bala making sure kutira bala beba bakayindo kutira batata tamwateka ekyalo ukwabula tamwateka ekyalo ukwabula Rocky Dana tamwateka ekyalo ukwabula abashasambirira tamwateka ekyalo ukwabula culture ababashasambirira bala beba kutira tamwateka ekyalo ukwabula culture pantu ukuteka ekyalo my brother ukwabula culture mwishi byatu fyonse chifi wafye ero na chimbi baakainde bafire ku making sure kutila baikala panshi nesha mfumu shonse Zambia yonse ama chiefdoms ababa isha mfumu shonse bafire ku making sure kutila bachita protect impanga shiyesha shile ama forefathers abesu isha mfumu kaleta shale ikata kumikubesha bamma muma kingdoms abakalamba bonse ama forefathers abalwishisha obuntungwa okupoka ownership ya chalo tabashitishe empanga muma chiefdoms impanga shali secured bwino nomba ishimfu mutukwete mchalo cha Zambia na shena na shijoina ukushitisha empanga kabili no kushitisha ama natural resources aya ba mchalo chesu cha Zambia nga mwalimu na last week kwali ya baibere ati ba chief babekata katushinga ni ba chief unshi babekata namba billion mu account icho ekirangiriro kyakwishibwa kutira ikikyalo kya Zambia kyalabunda pamulando wakutira nesha mfumo sho kitira trust ukutira ishisha mfumo kutisha ikatirira bwino mushiri wa kyalo kya Zambia nokusunga bwino ama natural resources ebalesangwa nama billion ama US dollars mu ma account yabo ekirangiriro kyakutira tataba akaindi okusakama nokukalamba epo kuli kuba lekimona epo kuli okusaka monokutira nesha mfumu nasho nashiponenwa mukushongweshe chalo cha Zambia na ngula muri butuliemo elo kabiri na chimbi baakainda ichilema nga babwela ku drawing board bafide okumone okumaking sure kutila ilya religious affairs ministry yabwela mu chalo cha Zambia ilya ministry ya religious affairs ministry ifide okubwela muchalo cha Zambia pamulando wakutila ifile chitika muchalo chesu cha Zambia itensha chalo kanshinga babwesha ilya ministry limbi kuchaba ukuchakwatako tuamona komo chabela ngafila fine nandira tumuno omota usalanda kanshi ba church nabo bafile ba making sure kutila babombo mupira po ukuchira butuliemo pantu na church na yena muchalo cha Zambia baakainde bafile okushibwa kutila ayama church tukwete ayama church tukwete na yena na yalunda po ubona ushi muchalo chesu cha Zambia pantu na bala okutila ama church yali chiro butungulishwa waba politician church eya bapamulu ngamwalolesha sana okufyalo mwaikala ndume yandi na bamama pumulo smeko mwalasanga okutila ukutekwa kwa mu Europe chimono kumwana fyo okutila babomfya constitution bible ngana olesha sana efyo abena bulaya bakwata okutemwa mu bantu babo n'okusunga bwino abantu babo kuko kufyalo mwikala ichilema chilafola ilo fwalila fola impofu ila fola uwe fumwa la fola nembwa nayo ila fola nefitekwa fila lya kanchi icho echalengo okumona ine mama chikamoneko okutila ukwikala kwenu kwa mu bulaya abatunge fyalo fya bulaya bali konka sana bible ukutemwa ukwapwiririka na pali icho tulechita piu na kabili kuti bakainda ichilema okutila bakingeshuwa okutila iyi constitution chalo chesu cha Zambia yabo kuchikwabo okuchinja pantu ila constitution yamwewele nshiki elo kabili babika kolupapulo ulwa new ulule suitinga environment iya bana besu kukula pantu imiti kula empanga na chimicho na la sosa chakutila batataba akainda ichilema bagwele na kabili ku drawing board ukumona okutila chinchi chalengo okutila abantu mchalo cha Zambia bale chulo msangwefi pantu abantu bale chula nali umfuadi leba kwete press conference bali landilo kila ngatwalunga makuheo fi bale bomba bwino bale tasha bale bomba bwino bati kukana ishimo kutila umumonse mu ministry bale tasha tamuli ukubomba bwino monse yo ine mama chikamoneka ne usangwa mu field ukunolesha kuheo fi takwa bo mulimo nangu ubombo wako mkwai kwa bafye chimfulumfulu n'amavuvu veve na pali icho twalaipisha bahakainde ichilema uku making sure kutila balabwela ku drawing board bamonye okutila ifipatala Zambia yonse fyakwato okuloleshiwapo pantu abantu imi itapendwa n'abafuata bengile mu 2024 pamlandu wakubulisha ama medical equipments mufipatala ama bedi mufipatala ya libola ama wheelchairs muchipatala tamwaba aya abamo ya libola alachinenga mwabika po patient yala aleshana na manchancha ama stretcher mufipatala tamwaba ya libola ama beddings ni yali ayenye aliko mwawele nshiki ama chali eya abamo na nomba line mufipatala na yeo nana ifibumba hospital fya hospital fya mwawele nshiki ngana bula kitwe Central Hospital ba mama pumulo stumbeko kuti balangisha bwino na bakwata video iya kitwe Central Hospital ifyo yabo le fibumba imise shama hospital shari kwata ama potholes patient nga kuli accident kuli abalefa yo kupusuka nga baisa pita pali pothole kwai nishibafuira peka aba mafumo nga babapishana ambulance pama potholes nishibafuira peka no kupapira mdamwini elo na kabiri ukulolekesha kuli manpower iyaba mutupatala yali chepa mwala sango kutila abale isendela abantu nga bafisha kula batina muisa na muna kana musendo mulwele nilupwa lwenu na muna kamwesa sangata kuli ama porters kuisendela mwebe kuli ulolu bali balolekesheko ama cleaners na bena bali chepa nolupia bafola tundunya mpuku umuntu ubombe nchito ya kaka tafia iyo ndume ni teti mubombe ba mama pumulo stumbeko teti muibombe ine teti njibombe ile nchito ya bukilina ya dikosa elo muntu alefola 1,200 kwacha 1,500 kwacha icho chilangilo nami bati batabwerere ni ku drawing board ukumuno ilya ministry ya labor ifu ilyo kubatako kalishako balaba mayo bayatusha kono kubika kwa abantu abali serious nat kwata abantu abengiye bakwete mitima iya kufayo kubombela abantu ngamwamona batataba akainde ministry taide bomba bwino mwabafunyako mkwai na ba minister ba transport bali mono kutila mufupatala muri ama potholes nishi bachita nishe bachita so mugwerere ku drawing board ku making a show kutila ama ministers bonse bashire bomba bwino mu 2024 bonse mubapere kwa red card bonse ama ministers abashire bomba bwino abashabombele bwino mu 2023 i 2023 twafumako yonsama ministers abashabombele bwino abo mwamfiri abantu bale complain atata muhufwa noluse panticho batemenwa bena Zambia ni mwe ba akainde ichilema teba minister batemenwe teba MP batemenwe mwaise npo mkwai ngande amafunde mwa play good evening
Thank you, thank you.
Natotela. Icho mufiro kuishi baba akainde ichilema chako abena Zambia tabatemenwa ma ministers umuntu batemenwe no kumuchetekelo kutila akesa lunga mikefintu mchalo cha Zambia ni mwebo mweka batataba akainde so ififyonse fya nechitike fya chimfulunganya ifya kana bomba bwino ifya kutukana abana be super social media nsele fyonse fishale mu 2023 ero mufiro making a sure kutila batataba akainde bo mwala bwela ku drawing board mwishima kutila imitikula empanga papuleni abana Zambia yonse munwa yaba politician te source of income yabana besu ero muyiri wa batataba akinde lyeshwinika limfwapo libiri kanwa kenu ili akulando kutila bombe sheni bala bomba kuisa abana besu mchalo cha Zambia libe twalibula land yonse ukupera kuma foreigners mchalo cha Zambia tatate imwe mwapera mwasanga bali pera nomba tuache tukende kutila ili mwala isa imwe i block making ileta mama Lebanese all the way from Livingston kwisa kakulu apla province ama road frontage yose Abramalu Aluseni Alasani Kauseni Kapachani ama names foreign names abaleta ama blocks mchalo chesu cha Zambia ama foreigners investor ukwisa mchalo cha Zambia ukwisa mkutama ama blocks 2024 making ensure kutila mwachita revoke yonsama license o mwapera ma foreigners aba isamu kuteke nkoko aba isamu kulima cabbage bonse mchita revoke ama license shani chito shaba na besu umwana wa state afu me Zambia mnokuya mkutama ama blocks to Lebanon omwana wa state afume muno mukyalo kya Zambia okuya ku Senegal okuya upo musene n'okutampa okukita mining namwine n'okukita manager ma resources bya mu Senegal tete. So fyonse fyo omwala bwerera tata ku drawing board mufike into consideration. Elo na chimbi tata icho nalalanda chakutila ichi chisera cha kusefya inkongole mukyalo kyesu kya Zambia ukula sefya inkongole nga twakongola tuwamba okutota n'okulumba okutota n'okulumba twaya kongola amabilion ayo tuishibe kutila tukashira abana obwafya ishinkongole ishi tukashira abana besu kukula ubwafya balanda tilusambu n'obushali mwaka bamu muri ishinkongole ishinkongole n'omwana talafyalo wakashisanga. So insist imyaku ya mukukongola amakongole libe mukyalo kyesu kya Zambia lesali tupela oluwe nga kyakuba tilya sujilight ya unfuikire ilya sujilight ya unfuikire ilya ya luba ilya sujilight nga twapenda yali amabilioni katwishinga ni yali yanga yali amafumulo stumbeko kuti mwanga fako apa nono pakutila tulande bwino yali amamilioni yali amabilioni yali kuli sujilight yali ama 10 ton istate shani uko million US dollars nga kyakutila twalekela abantu 4-5 bade ibenda bamashamusango efe ikyalo kikatumpuluka shani ikyalo kyesu kya Zambia tukesa iruka nishiyashale ekya bamukalaliro toni ati kuchibolyo kwali ba Zambia lero kwalira koni muno mukyalo kya Zambia mukalira koni but twabula ma natural resources twapenda kuba nensu eno bali tulya na brain ukutila bali abena Zambia ni badanda head abena Zambia ni ba brainwashed abena Zambia ni babuyanuma ama Indians all the way from India ukwisa kungula mapanga mukyalo kya Zambia ukwisa kungula empanga apaka estate company apanga estate company mwe bali kungula amba okuputa ule empanga okushitisha ama Zambians. Can a Zambian man go to say to India Isla Estate Company bapela na 7,000 hectares of land amba nokuta subdivide ukupela bamwe where on earth? If your fiancé batataba akainde ichilema mufile mwa making a shop tila mwaloleke shapo twali michetekela echo twabipele byo mpando mulando wako mwono kutila mkesa bomba fiancé chakutila abana besu abafuire abashayingire mu 2024 aba bashuire pa mine iminta pendwa kuchingola bale tunta libyelo bakutwalira ma Chinese what more bamwenya bakwata ma mine nishinga basenda olubwe mu Zambia nishinga basenda ichirefu ekapa batatabwerere ku drawing board tule kongola mapia twalikuwa tenda na mu Zambia panto tule kongola tuilaba tukaleterera mu abana ifa tukafwa fezi yesu yalapita ino fezi yesu inkulo yesu yalapita tukashila abana bale bapangire cyaba chebale isa eba kashala muri mwenyi panto abasungu bakesa Clemenda lamashabo no kwisa puma abana besu mukyalo kya Zambia abana bakuruisha tatu atamwa tupokolole ekyalo bakesa kukabe enkondo nafuma ishinda lama bale mkupoka batata mucheche tama ministers be pantu yonse makule bale kula mu Zambia leisa pa social media fyonse fyomule iba abena Zambia bale fimona so ichile faika ni mwabo batata okuchimfyo bubwafya mukongole ndala mashabene mukesa uwalire nyumo lusambu no ushari mwaka bamu muri vivile chitika ivyakula kelenka abantu lupia okula saina pa ma contract of sale patu paper tulot paper kwatika kutwala mu toilet contract of sale waka paper kwatika kutwala mu toilet inko ndo mukaleta mukyalo kya Zambia lusambu shambu no ushari mwaka bamu ilyo bakabwera lamu bali abantu mwaliro olupia bakesa bitumino mushinga mu Zambia muno baka bitumine bomu ila kata mwaka seke chimfye nyu gwafya limbule ni sansa tani limbo mushira ababaka bwala babonse teti mumwebyo muntu na ibatiyo wala bombera constituency ayiba mapia yengi ambe no kufolenda lama sha government taxpayers money kabwala ala ino mtu wala kalipa bati chali bipa sana mtu wala kalipa wala ni ku drawing board batata Ifisi akwema abana ati bombe sheri. Abana 90% of our land has gone to foreigners.
Can I call you later?
90% of our Zambian land has gone to foreigners. 90%. Umwana wandi muno munganda muno. Alikwanya 21 years tapabo wapo kapo empanga. Ninshi ulupapulo luachalo cha Zambia luala ndo kutila. Umwana nga kumanya 21 years alikuwa tensa mwisha kuta acquire land mchalo chabwe cha Zambia. Because niyankane na kwa tensa mbu. Na kwa ta birthright iya kupoka ichaleka bila mchalo cha Zambia. No mbanga na lolesha. Mwana nshumu ino wa Mzambia mno wapela land. Na wifile mlela na go back to the land. Go back to the land and make Zambia green. If you go back to the land ya leba bakaunda, you go back to the land nga watari chaya and make Zambia green. Vale making us what baba pay ne fima pange fikalamba. Ngaba puka transfer ishenga kulia bala ngaba pension kulia bala ya bafike kulia bala ya bafike bala ya bagempanga kumfumu. Ine na la imapanonde ya kumwesi kwa kashiba. Na la isange panga pantu wa Chinese bali fikana kuruwa pula. Ba mwenye bali fikana kuruwa pula. Amasene bali fikana muluwa pula. Aba kukongo bali fikana muluwa pula. Nga ine ni benefit nshinka kwata. Bushomu ina Zambia afile fyo kwata NRC na birth record chapu ati ya mwe Zambian. Ukwa buloku yako keke ya chalo. Na perela kwa mapede mbali. Lesa mpale bonzi. Na labwela na kabili. Tuwa mlisa mfweta tupuwa kusala.
Okay, afuma kwa mulumendo. Bachishimba, any comments? I know you are heading somewhere, so I'll give you the floor.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
After listening to Mama Chikamoneka, I don't even know if I have any contribution to make. She's basically spoken it all, you see, and I think the message is politicians don't look at us as your enemies. No. Look at us as people who have a passion for this country, right? Some of the things we talk about are for you guys who have the authority to make decisions to sit and ponder on, right? Does this make sense? How can we do this? How can we implement this? We talk about these things for the benefit of our country. You see, we all want to see a country that is moving forward. We don't want to see a country that's always going backwards. 60 years of independence should mean something. After 60 years, we're not supposed to be fighting each other politically. No, we're supposed to be fighting each other on the basis of development. What can you bring to the table, to this table called Zambia? You see, what ideas can we implement? You see, we are a nation that is so focused on fighting ourselves politically, we forget about the need for, you see, a term of office is 5 years. If you spend 4 years politicking, what are you going to do? What are you going to develop in the country? You see, and like we've said here, 2024 must be a reset year, where we're saying, okay, what are the priorities in the economy? What are the priorities in Zambia? That's why I always advocate to say, can we start implementing data-based policies? How many people are in Zambia? How many people are in a particular district? What social amenities are missing in that district? What industries are missing in that district? Okay, because we cannot develop a country haphazardly. Okay, you go and put a hospital where there's a population of 100 people. It doesn't make sense, right? So in doing that, we need to strengthen the Zambia Statistical Agency. I think that's what it's called now, the former CSO. We need to strengthen Zambia Statistical Agency to collect and analyze data the right way. And then policies must be modeled against that data, okay? We look at the MMD when they came, right? It was roads, it was the milli-meal, it was the cost of living. The PF, same thing. The UPND, same thing. What about something else that is innovative in our country? Are we not innovative enough to do bigger and greater things? We always have to talk about bread and butter issues. You see that? We need to reset and fix what is priority in the nation. Priority number one, fix the food situation in the country. If it takes you 5 years, your first 5 years, Mr. President, that should have been your focus. Once that is fixed, you would have put in place a system that ensures that food security going into the future is sorted out in the country. Then you think of something else. Okay, what is it that we can do next? We don't expect the country to be developed in 5 to 10 years. No. Today, if I ask the president, what's your 50-year plan for this country? There's no plan. It's 5 years because I want to be voted into office in 2026. But what will happen? Yes, let's say you win in 2026. 2031, there will be elections. What would we have achieved from the time you got into office to the time you're leaving office? Probably not much. The new people that will come in will try to start doing their own things. As a result, 50, 60 years later, development would have been haphazard with no tangible results to show, you see. And people must understand that the UPND is not a government. The UPND is a party. Government will exist with or without the PF, with or without the UPND, with or without UNIP, MMD. Government will exist. So the core measures that need to be put in place are to strengthen government systems so that whatever party comes into power at least will be able to be kept in check by the already established government systems. But what we see in Zambia is that party policy now is taken at government level. When they come in because they didn't like what their friends were doing, they'll change all that. We keep changing even the good things. There are certain things that have been good about UNIP, MMD, PF, UPND, right? But if you keep changing those things, you're not giving them, time to mature, to show the actual results, you see? So we need to strengthen the government system. I don't care which part, whatever party comes into power must find a system that protects our resources, period. If this party is full of people that want to dip their hands in what doesn't belong to them, the government system will stop them, right? Institutions such as the ACC, they must never be under the office of the president. They must never be at State House, never. DEC, you see, I've advocated for Inspector General of Police. In the future, we need to think and change that constitution and say, Inspector General of the Police, you will be elected by the people. Because when that happens, this person will not pander to the pressures of the politicians, okay? DEC Commissioner, ACC Commissioner, FIC, ECZ, those heads should not be appointed by a president. They must undergo a competitive interview process with PSMD. Why? Because we're trying to strengthen them. In this current dispensation, we can't because the appointing authority is watching every move, and these guys can be removed anytime. So how do you strengthen a government system if a president wields so much power? No, we have to start thinking of what can work best for our country. You see, we all love this country. We want this country to fly high. It has the potential. Zambia has the best people, the most lovely people in this world. Zambia has people that are willing to work hard. I've always talked about a woman with a child on her back and a sack of charcoal on her head, walking to the market. That is hard work. We have workers in Zambia who go 6 months, 9 months without being paid. How are they surviving? That is hard work, you see? And to curtail that, put up a law to say, if you have employees, you have to pay them on such and such a particular day with a 7-day grace period. If they are not paid after 7 days, their salaries will attract interest. It must be illegal not to pay a worker for the work put in on the day they are supposed to be paid. We have to be aggressive like that to protect our workers. And government must be a culprit too. Government must be sued if they don't pay workers. Why are you employing people if you can't pay them? Why am I waking up at 5 in the morning to go and work and not be paid when my monies are due? So those are some of the things we need to be looking at as a people and say, look, in order for us to protect our workers, to protect our citizens, we must enact laws that support our people, not laws that just support politicians. No, there's so much we can do as a country. Zambia has loving people. Zambia has helpful people. Just the other day, I watched a video of a guy stopped by the roadside. He saw a gentleman sitting under a tree. He stopped, engaged him in a conversation, and this guy told him his story. It was a sad story. The guy whipped out 400 kwacha and gave to this gentleman. The gentleman was crying, said, I don't believe this. That's the kind of people we Zambians are. We love each other. We are only divided by politicians. That must not be so. It must not be so. My last point, Madam Pumi, is I seriously had to bring this in because it really touched my heart. When the president had his, I think, quarterly press conference, right, a journalist asked him a question about the vice president being sidelined, right? And in his explanation, he said, well, there are two people who are the face of Zambia's foreign policy. One is the president, two is the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Quite all right, you were right, Mr. President. But when you went further to question this journalist, if he didn't like the name Kakuvo, if he wanted to know where Kakuvo was born, Mr. President, you also said there are people who didn't think I can be president, who didn't want us, people from some region, to be president. No, please do not peddle that language, Mr. President. I appeal to you. Do not peddle that language. That language is very divisive, very, very divisive. You are the father of the nation. You must act like a father of the nation. You have to unite everybody. If statements were made politically, do not bring them to a national stage in that manner. We have not forgotten, Mr. President, when you assumed the presidency of the UPND, there were people in your party who said only a Tonga can be president. We have not forgotten those things. But the Zambians forgave you and voted for you. You must be a champion of unity, a champion of peace in our country. We will support you because we want a country that is run by a unifying president, a country that has goals to develop, not a country or a leader that is focusing on divisive statements. That should not be you. That should not be you, Mr. President. Please heed this advice. We have grown to a one Zambia, one nation, and that was the best thing that Kenneth Kaunda did. Yes, we belong to different tribes. It doesn't matter. We are human beings. When we are born Zambian, okay? It doesn't matter who comes from where. We don't care about those things. If somebody is smart enough to make a contribution to their nation, let's have those people on board. Mr. President, you must be the bearer of a unifying message to this country. You have been empowered to govern. And I hope I will not hear such statements coming from you. Because for me, quite frankly, it borders on inferiority. I think you may have an inferiority complex. Mr. President, people did not vote for you because you're Tonga. People voted for you because you're a Zambian, because you had a message for them. Do not span division in that country. Thank you.
Powerful, powerful contributions from Mamachka Monica. Deep, heartfelt message. We are on fire today. Wanyeka Muzi, Comrade Chimba. Wow. We'll be here, we'll be talking. So me, my contribution, we're just talking, guys. Welcome. If you're joining in, we are reading the comments. We are talking, and we are reaching the end of the year. So we are entering 2024 with force, with the full force, because the honeymoon is over. But but praising the honeymoon is over. Because actually, we only have a solid 2 years. In fact, 1.5 years for this government to perform. They'll be winding down and preparing for re-election, which is by 2026. So my message is we are tired to anaka ba HH, but praise singer, play a different tune. We are tired of these games. We are tired of political games. We have been playing political games for the last 30 years, since NMD came into power. The only political party that came and was really serious about changing the lives of Zambians was UNIP. From UNIP, we have had monkey games, Ichidunu, all kinds of games. We are tired. We need to reset. We need to reset Zambia. Bahakainde, this was your promise, your 10-point plan. You came out strong. You campaigned as a Zambian man who wanted to change lives. You didn't campaign as a Tonga. Because if you campaigned as a Tonga, I'm sure you were not going to be voted for. Because Zambians would have said you're a tribalist. So now that you are a president, it is folly of you to start saying you are Tonga and mentioning tribes in your speeches. No. But President, one Zambia, one nation. Unite this country. Unite Zambia as we enter in 2024. Reset. We need you, President, to restore basic fundamental human rights and needs. They are lacking. Zambia has gone back. Zambia has gone back. We are at the worst. Zambia is at the worst economically, socially, all areas, they are the worst. Our housing is deplorable. Water and sanitation is deplorable. Roads is deplorable. Healthcare is deplorable. You had a 10-point plan. Where is it? Go back to the drawing board, my president. Go back to the drawing board. We are tired. We are tired. We are tired. Grand corruption is your signature, but you don't. Shame. The scandals. I was reading yesterday, the scandals of this government can boil your blood, can give you a heart attack. The scandals. We have now gone from the Champions League to, I don't know, the capital of corruption. Zambia has become the capital of corrupt government in the world. In other governments, the government is fighting people who are corrupt outside the government. But in Zambia, we have corrupt government officials. And then we have a government that is trying to cover up corrupt government officials. How bad can it be? Honestly, Mr. President, you should be the champion to fight corruption. You should not be covering up for your ministers. I come to the Idi Ashiriama trips, 65 international trips in 2 years. The honeymoon is over, Mr. President. Stop flying around the world like a bird. Even birds, they fly in seasons. Untoni tuenda muma season. Atwenda chapa liponse. No, even birds are flying in a season. They migrate, they have patterns. But you, Mr. President, you've been flying around the world. For what? And all your trips, what have we received? 65 international trips. You are fixing the economy, $26 per dollar. Think twice. He can't any punch you are president. Think twice and re-strategize, reset and reload. We are warning you. Zambia, we have the right to warn you because Zambia is our country. And it's very upsetting. It's very, very upsetting to see people looting a truck in Kitwe of millennial. I couldn't even watch that whole video. In Kitwe kwa Mlengwa Kuria, I tried to watch that video. I couldn't watch to the end of it because I was so upset. I'm like, how can Zambians be put in a situation where they are looting? When people are desperate, they can do anything. We are not encouraging anarchy, but we are saying you'd rather feed Congolese people. I was received the video the other day of a man. He had a kabunga, so about me, he had a kabunga, no, a family man. Ichungulu, I don't know, na Luisha Coffee MPA. So he managed to buy a kabunga, no, nama exiabidi to go and feed his family. So we are warning you, my president. We are warning you, stop this, smart talk. When you are talking on the camera, we know the international media is watching. You say all these holier than thou speeches, but what is happening on the ground is different. Restore Zambians' fundamental needs, which is food, shelter, water, clothing, housing, education, free education with the dropouts. Oh, this government is a government from hell. This government is a government from hell. So you take grade 12 dropouts to teach children. Did you see the amount of dropouts in grade 7? Are you surprised at the number of dropouts in grade 7? Are you surprised when they are being taught by dropouts? It's a shame, to say the least, because you know what? All these are crimes against humanity. They never hear. Our teaching said, but we know what we can blame the head. You are the president. What kind of people did you hire in your government? You know, this is the first time in Zambia or anywhere in the world where something which is so much respected and treasured as education, you can hire dropouts. Because the last time I checked, the people who were being hired as dropouts were police officers, because police officers follow instruction. That's how it has been. Police dropouts. Because police officers follow orders. If you're Charlie, now the whole world, all these police officers, ordinary police officers, hire grade 12. Ero na pile school ine. Bonse baba kwati ali ponene school ni drop out. Bale ya kuzambia police mkubomba. Now for them to change, to take now education system of Zambia and put dropouts there. What is that nonsense? And we were laughing, you know. And I was thinking it's jokes. It's not jokes. That's churching. Dropout. In other words, they have taken all their relatives, the cadres, and hired them as teachers. That's another way of paying cadres money. The same way now, some other cadres are being compensated in court. The high-profile cadres, awarding them. As teachers. It's a shame, really. It is a shame. But we want this new Dawn government, reset the button for 2024. Do the right thing. Zambia, after 60 years of independence, teti mugule emiti mufipatala. Mugule emiti mufipatala. Zambia, after 60 years of independence, what is happening? What nani wa milowa, like mama says it. Oga milowa ngwani, na oga milowa ngwani, mutuambile. Tugamu milowe lole. These mines, talking about the land issue, the mine issue, the foreigners issue swarming in Zambia and being entertained by our governments. When is this chain going to break? Other countries, they are breaking the chains. Breaking the chains, breaking the chains. It's not only, you know, on a personal level. We are a Christian nation. On a personal level, we are set. We are holy on a personal level. But we need to break the chains in these political realms. That is the fight that Zambia needs to fight now. Break the chains of selling our country piece by piece. Other countries, they are actually acting. We need to act. In West Africa, they are acting. West Africa, what have they done? They have reclaimed their mines and they have renegotiated deals and they are becoming fastest growing economies in the world. Why can't Zambia do that? Why can't Zambia renegotiate the deals? Why? Other countries are doing it. I was talking to one of my compadres yesterday, and he gave me this example to say, you know what, a foreigner comes in, I'm sending up ShopRite, I'm pushing a grocery, I'm putting an enganda, elo akweba nomba kampele ili empanga, wabule empanga wasaina wampela na mata ito deeds. Umuntu akushira Fiama sweet, yakupurira nenganda, but you sell your birthright. You are selling the Zambia's birthright over nothing. Bakakubo. Is it from Kasempa? Everywhere we are looking, right now they are negotiating, negotiating with these people to sell our mines. What's wrong with Zambianizing these mines? What's wrong with putting Zambians on the throne and Zambians to own those mines, Zambians to get the mines? Because these same people over there pay my mine. So if we Zambians, us as Zambians, can own those mines, and the surety is the stones under the soil. No, we saw over there mines. Bale Congo Empire, and the surety is the Ngabai Gomkuba, Udawi Nomkuba a surety. Not by former Zambians. If they sell Mamachka Monica a mine, or Zambia, ZCCM, Zambia National Service, need to control these mines. This what need to happen. And whoever comes, they need to partner with Zambia. And Zambia need to have minimum 51%. It is nonsense. If it come muchalo kwebati 3%, Zambia. Ama mine you say 3% royalties na ponga ni change. Elo from there, baba pena na tax holiday. From there, extra tax if bana. Mutu mina chari mwempia. Send money because my power they will start taxing mobile money. This government is a government from hell. We control the situation. Control the situation. It is time for Zambians to stand together and speak with one voice and condemn these actions of selling the country down the river, selling Zambia for a few pieces of silver for themselves to enjoy. Even if they are selling the country, they are not giving us nothing but they are selling the country and enjoying the money themselves and come to grab the little you have. Zambians are persevering Bashitisha kopa market, they have increased the taxes in the markets. Kweshe kwa chibala bamona chipali pia baya propose pali. Ukwate ka booth bamona chule kwate mpia bafi antapali. They are taxing those booths. No, but mobile money, this is like tax. It's actually illegal. It is illegal. Mobile money, they will be taxing. To remove problems, the only good news that I've heard today is that those 9 MPs were not expelled or suspended. And if you had na drama yenu ya mu parliament, if you had expelled those MPs, you would have brought trouble in this country. Because Nelly Muti, what he's doing there in the assembly is illegal. Whom she needs to expel right now is Kakubo. Kakubo Afiria and face criminal charges. He cannot represent the government in any form or shape. When I was in Zambia, I was a school accountant. And we used to handle money. But the people, when I left that office, Patchful Secondary, someone who preceded me, by some why Katapari government funds, they were fired. Some were fired, and those who were found not guilty but were involved, they were transferred to other departments. So this one is a member of parliament who is in charge of CDF. So he can't work in whatever. And it's a lot of money involved. Do you need fire? Kakuboyena need fire. Muipusha neshita. To the 2024 tatwamileke. Mule onaole chap. My mother floor is yours.
Na totela sana mama mulostumbeko. Bakunshila kompando na kabiri. Okutila ningalanda kona tumbi utumashiwe. Icho nalalanda ko ichindi chakutila. Ichalo chesu icha Zambia. Nachitebererwa no bupina. Natukwata kapondo ka bupina mchalo cha Zambia. Erwa kakapondo ka bupina tema political parties. Kakapondo ka bupina kalipavena Zambia vale konfwa. So ichile faika pakupwisha kakapondo ka bupina ukukafunya mzambia. Kule faika okuikata no kubombera chapamu. Okuchita unite no kubombera chapamu aini. Echile faika. Noti mulukakala. Tamu apwisha akapondo kansala mulukakala. Muzambia mulinsala. If you pwa tunafipo kufa kubuchushi. Abana besta tabale upwa. Pamlandu akapondo kabupina. So icho nefo kulanda chakutila. Tuchita unite tuikata betuombele pamu. Tuingira mu 2024. Tiani tuibere lyoluse. Tuleke okulanda pali ba PF chila mushiko. Ilili ashiria ba PF 2 years plus. Lishale mu 2023. Ilili ashiria kulanda pali ba PF chila mushiko. Neli ashiria kutila iyo bali nchitirefi. Iyo bali nchitirefi. Na pali ya bali nchitirefi ya. Lilefa iko kupua. Lekale isaburi omunalala. Ingira. Lili ashirifile kupua. Icho nalandi okutila ilili ashirifu iliki okupua. Ni pamulandi okutila ati. 2 years plus tumfafe ba PF. Iyo uyu mwaka twala ingira mwa 2024. Tatulefa yokumfweli ashiria ba PF bibili. Abena Zambia mu 2021 bali chita decide. Pakubonesho bachushe kateke otwanwe. Bale mona. Fionse fimu balondo lwela chimono kwebati. Mulebwekesha abena Zambia kumadushi. Mulebwekesha abena Zambia kumadushi. Tatulefa kumfweli ashiria ba PF mu 2024. Nefyo ba michitira bena Zambia bose bale mona bali bombela. Na punishment ufuma kulile somu ine bali chitike. so tatulefayo kumferi ashira ba PF gachako bati tukomferi ashira ba PF pantu ba PF nga bali bakabwalala nga mwalika tapo babiri nangu batatu nga bali bamujeli nomba epota pa bana ngumo omwa ikatapo okumutwala mujela tikawolala sorry ndeko sorry baba popola
Yeah.
Go ahead, comrade.
Okay, awe. Efo chifire chireba kwena tufire twasonta pabulema. Obulema bulipo bukalamba bwakweba ati twamono kweba ati PF alerufyanya. Ero omuntu aisa tulayo kweba ati tukapange efintu bwino tukalungisha. Afirwa ukulungisha lo nomba leti kwati eba ona ni ba PF bali fumapo and we should forget about ba PF. PF is no longer in power, they are no longer in government, and they don't have any access to change anything. Everybody momubuteko, everybody teka. They are just degrading themselves, and it seems as if they don't know what they are doing. Zambian workers, we are hard workers, and we are being always preached about work after work, work after work. Tubomba 24/7, work after work, work after work. But what do we get? We're the lowest paid in the region. Ngabaya kukongo abantu mukubomba kukongo. Ngabwela, a person is able to buy a house 500,000 inganda ashta. Namotoka ashta. When are we going to have that privilege as Zambian workers in the mines to buy a vehicle? Ukuwa kunokupoka loni. Upoke loni uyeshita motoka wabamu problem. Your future is at stake. But how is Congo managing? How are those Zambians going to Congo? Balex to manage. Naparupere pa Zambia twari kwatama mines and a lot of minerals. Why is it that Zambia is producing emeralds known to be the highest producer of world-class emeralds, but we are the poorest? And what is the government now doing about this news of emeralds? Zambia being the highest producer of good emeralds. What do we get and what do we gain? Nothing. Ama God yukoka sensere ngabadi surumu God. ZNS wishkunshi ZNS alipo nishimaini. Baya mupero kweba ati copper processing plant. ZNS twamuishiwo kweba ati alima amataba. Musoja. Wishkunshi atampi. When did they become miners? Since when? And how are they come to start now copper processing plants? What is ZCC? What is the whole essence of ZCCMIH? When they are just a rubber stamp, putting foreign conglomerate companies, milking the country out of its resources. What future are we creating for ourselves as Zambians? Yes, we work hard, but what do we get? Nothing. The cost of living, we are heavily taxed. Tax yaka eno for bare tuma. Neo ine tulera ndoko bala tampo ku milking muba ma booth. What nindalama shifuma mu ma booth mwe bantu. Nindalama nshishifuma mu ma booth. Nothing. Why can't they milk money from the mining companies? Well, ama tipa ya pita ofu batuntire chitofu kukansanshi kukarumbira ama mines yala open pit mine yala apwa no mbalinde. They will start now going ama portals nama underground mine ama shaft. Then you give abantu kweba tama tax concession for 5 years. We are not thinking. We've got wrong people in leadership. How do we trust people who cannot handle little, the little which they have been privilege which they have been given, to be honest, to the people of Zambia? Mama Chika Monica, tuwali didama.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. We need to start now. We need to.
Twatotera sana pa kusaka mano kalamboko mkwete muchalo chenu cha Zambia emitima tulefwaye yakulolekesha okutila mwebena ziyabengi mwakwata okusakamana okutila busha ekyalo kyesu kya Zambia kire yakwisa napafyo nakilalanda mu kyalo kya Zambia pakutili fyonse fibombeke kwikatana okukwata ekitemu iko love ikalamba ile yakwata kwa basungu mu fyalo love nga twakwata love pabantu besu kikatwafirishako okukanala mona ifi fyonse file kitika mu kyalo kyesu kya Zambia elo kabiri nga fila nakiranda amashu yakutila bakateka balitamu okulanda amashu yakutila work hard kabiye ni mukulima bakateka beshi bakutila amafamu ayakulu nango amafamu ayengi yali katwa n'ama foreigners so kanshi kyakukitaba government babwerere nomba ku drawing board yoku making sure kutila bapange ama farm blocks in each province bapange ama farm blocks in each province ero bapange ama state land in each province bakutila shile mpya sha CDF bale funya ishile umfike minta pendwa lero kumirwe shabantu bambita shilefika eko shipitira tatwa ishiba gachagwa CDF kwenda wala pera twinenga na lipokako ine chai mona po chai jumfu afye kashimi CDF ilia CDF takuli chala bafu kulanda fiati work hard go back to the land kabiye ni mkulima bala ya mkulima tamula basunka imwe paku befyo muri bose mwe bali mu government kwali aba misunkire bonse imwe mwe bali mu government bonse mwe bali mu machito paku befyo muri kwali aba misunkire na ifwe nomba apatu wala ipusho buteko ukusunka abana besuku bapo fimo no tukula beba tu work hard ngoko bafume myaka eyingi bale ikala shani so echo ba mipelele ni pamula ni wakufati muka basunkeko na boko bakabeko chimo so bapangire ni ya kuchita since ama maini twalipela ama sene eba leno nkeshe chalo seneko tieni tumuri abana besu terifo ko ba license ya block making tuba tuwale mkulima yele ama CDF mkulio tumaya ndo tusuma sana kuma farm blocks mubike kona fyonse farming equipment ifile ya wakulia ero mwaisabika nefunde okutira also mwana about 20 years mumutu wale kukulima abana bakapusuka bakala fola nefya kulia fika fula Zambia tapali chala myafu apart from farming zapa po ya la myafu na Africa na Zambia is so against poverty ichala puisha kapo Zambia na ngupina ni land no bulimi filia fide twalefwayo kupera land kuma Kenyans twalefwayo kupera land kuma landu andizi kachinga yali perwa ngata ya perwa tufire okupera kuba na besu bambi okulima echala twafwa aba no buchushi bwachira muzabya tukade fyo kubatumfya kani mkulima work hard kabiye ni mkulima work hard stenya matrakta we bala kunya kubisoro pia ken kwacha akushita pamela takwete nge yakushita molu kasuru akulimina la kunya kui nempanga po ala ni mape bakima munuma imomo alikwacha ba misikile pa kuchimube fyo muri na ifwe bana mayo tulefwa mtu afweko ukusunka bana besu kubako pimo no chukula mikonka manu ma 50 kwacha bosses 100 kwacha bosses kwa abantu bafola weteko imiti kula empanga imiti kula empanga that's why na ine mama pumulo stumbeko na ine chiriye chaba ichebesu yati chaba icheka chika chaba iche ngakaba ichenga nishi awa mama tena support chiria panto
sana
ya movement ya twala irula bana emisepela bengi because kala basambilisha aba ichebesu abana besu mo bapitire mwafula balefa ika counseling donc bachinja mindset panto abana mchalo bale munafia tukwenda ba politician mumanuma a source of income so manga twa join na mchaba iche tukatampo kusambilisha abaiche efyo bafilio kukonka nefyo bafilio kukonka fyo bafilio kuchita nefyo bafilio kuchita iyi system y'abaana beeswa bakashana mu kyalo kya Zambia iyakulayo obwamba mu kyalo kya Zambia okulapoosa amataka mu audience ya kyalo okwabula okufwala amakaputula iyi system yonse mufiremu alolekesha apo ishale mu 2023 tuyingira nayo mu 2024 tuyingira nayo mu 2024 tufire tuwa making a sure kutila tuchitana respect culture iyesu intambisha yesu pantu ifire chitika mchalo concept yako mwaikata kuli ubwafya muli chimfulunganya ichi chimfulunganya ne chimfundinkanya fishale mu 2023 ifyo tuwachitire vote out wa PF twalishibya twakekale tukalande poli bibiri fya musango efyabo twayishibya tukukaba fya haleluya ame haleluya ame haleluya ame fo twayishibe era mu making esho kutila bazitanga tapasha wale bomba mu Zambia mubafunyepo go so to making esho kutila bazikta ngachanga tapali efyo balechita vera fore mpia shalutu bafume inseleshatila bambuya basekana yo comedy bambuya mwaiseni mungande ya mafunde twaichefya kwe bana benu mwe batu mweneni akasuba mwapoleni so tulenda ndokutila bazikta ngachanga ishinsele baletukana takwa bekyalo echo basunga abana okulatukana ensele daylight okulatuka bakateka okulatuka bakalamba okulatuka bakote ilya system ishale mu 2023 era mu making mfunde ama pressingers benu beshi bensoselo shakubomfya kubera Zambia vera ko shomuliro beba bankanya mailo asangire mpanga na bocha abama pressingers benu balinga bankanya mailo asangire mpanga na bocha so tufunde ama pressingers bechi byo kuperera pantu musukubi utukishe mpanga yonse kuli amashuye moyo babomfya ayamena muwera Zambia ayo tamwa kafute mufimbe mpoke mulenya mulela pila yali amashiwi mubebe bateka nyeko nayo baya parking ko mu 2024 tatulefo kuyonfwa na totela mama kumpongolo stumbeko nunden po mama na lalunda
Na totena mkwai. So last words. Thank you for watching, everyone. But
mama pumulo epo tulaisa kuma last words tutina temwa mwachita invite mwa abantu abalefu ayo kuta join abalande kwa abantu bali nechilaka
okay,
na chimona po bamwa
yes, but my last words yandi and then abantu kuti bajoina kuti mwajoina
okay mama
my last words yandi so my last words yandi therefore kulanda party rule of law. But president every time he talks about we respect the rule of law, and I want to challenge the president to walk his talk. Let us not use words to appease people. Let us not use words to deceive people. But President, you already deceived Zambians by lying to get to power. We believe your lies. So redeem yourself. Redeem yourself. It's not too late. Abantu balimba, the whole country is on fire. But President, redeem yourself. How do you sleep at night? Mulala Shani, but President, with a tag of a liar hanging on your head as a president, how do you sleep at night? Really, this is my question to you. Are you at peace with your soul? Are you at peace when you take the camera, the mic, and come on the podium and talk about rule of law? Are you at peace when your whole government is falling to pieces? You need to take control, Bahaka Inde. We are going into a new year, 2024. Let it be the year that you take control of your government. Control your cabinet. Let them speak with love and respect for Zambians. We are tired of insults and being insulted. Mr. President, take control. We are tired. Rule of law requires respect, mutual respect. We need to be respected. As Zambian citizens, everyone needs to be respected. Nobody is above the law. Control your cabinet and your cadres. You need to separate your power by president. Right now, everybody in the pertinent institutions, they are under a remote control. We don't know who's controlling them.
Mama camera ipash.
Ngaso, yes.
Nine kupamulu mana kambi mama. Mkwai.
Yeah.
Mkwai.
So, control your cabinet, control your cadres. You need to separate yourself. UPND need to separate itself from government functions, government institutions, the registrar, e-citizens, the judiciary, the National Assembly. It is part of rule of law. By respecting these government institutions and allowing them to operate autonomously with their constitutions and their mandates. All these organs were formed by an act of parliament, and they have guidelines in which to operate. We had a judge who was fired. You want everything to be favorable to UPND. UPND is a party that is in government now. It will come and go. Zambia is bigger than UPND. So we are asking, as we go into 2024, take a new lead by president. Respect the rule of law that you preach every day. Observe separation of power. This thing of putting ACC and all these investigative wings under your state house is highly questionable, and it will jeopardize a lot of these people who are working in these institutions. Because when the time comes, we are going to pursue. When I say we, it is the Zambian people. Zambian people are sitting quiet now because they are intimidated. They are fearing for their lives, to be tortured and tormented, because you have turned Zambia police into your cadres. We saw here yesterday where Mama Matipa was sharing that two people claiming to be office of the president officers went to her social place looking for her. Isn't that intimidation? If professionally, if you are office of the president officer, you go looking for someone, you go incognito. You don't even announce where you are from or who you are. That's how OP operates. Shushu operates incognito. They don't announce. Any name OP in the farm and Matipa, HH. You are not OP, you are an imposter. You are a cadre. And when the time comes, you will be sued for being an imposter, for claiming to be what you are not. And these are the things we are asking the president to check their cadres. Zambia is a democracy. We will not stop speaking because by UPND wants some government. You were in opposition for 20 years. Did you stop talking? Some of us were even talking for you. So why should we stop talking now? Why? When everything is worse, Kwacha is at record level high. Ubunga highest of the high. Is the worst performing government. You need to control the minds, my president. You need to control the minds. And controlling the minds entails collecting tax. Tax evasion is a crime. Tax evasion is a crime. Here in America, these same companies being given tax holidays, they were charged in an American court for evading tax, and they had to pay billions of dollars. These same companies who are being given tax holidays in Zambia, they are declaring profits, billions of dollars profits, billions of dollars profits, these same companies. But in Zambia, they are on tax holiday. Even if that company were to give 2 billion to the Zambian coffers, it would go a long way. Control the minds by HH. Control the minds and let every Zambia benefit. In your press briefing, you mentioned, say, there are women on the internet who are talking about minerals, and you say the yes, and we'll continue talking because Google is not a beer hole. Go and Google it. All the information we talk here is on the internet. Did ask women here who are talking about the wealth of Zambia make Google? Do we have any control of what information is on Google? No, those are hard facts. Fact number one, Zambia is number one producer of high-grade emerald in the world. That's a fact. It's not a topic from the beer hall. Fact number two, Zambia is the 7th largest producer of copper in the world. That is a fact. It's not a topic of beer hall. I can go down the list, mention all the. Fact number three, Zambia has the largest mine of nickel in Africa. That's a fact. So now, how the hell are we expected to be quiet when everybody in Zambia is complaining? People are buying Pamela. Everything has gone to the dogs in the country. And you are there to tell us there are women on social media talking about minerals. Hell yeah, we'll talk about the minerals because Zambia's economy is based on mining. Whatever we have in Zambia is because of mine. Our GDP, 60% of GDP is on mining. Now we even have minerals like sugilite, which are not even been factored into the GDP of Zambia. In Botswana, there is no farming. In Namibia, there is no farming. They survive on their minerals. So this government must man up and make sure they collect all the dues from these mining companies. Whether you are an individual, private investor, international investor, local investor, pay your fair share of taxes. It's nonsense to be taxing Namayo 1,000 a month. Do you know what that woman has to go through? And you to tax that woman?
Imagine.
It's some bullshit. Now, you know what? It's some bullshit. In a shapo salaula. To think that salaula kumasala elo aisa kansela apoke mpia shandi aya paksu kupena ma ministers paksu kulashitama isma pajero fiabo. So marketeers are financing all this lavish lifestyle of these ministers. Take control, my president. Take control. Number in 2024 we are not, our words will not be kind because your economy is not kind to Zambians. So we need to be blunt with you. We need to be blunt with you by HH. Twanaka na imwe twanaka ine nomba 2024 ninaka na bena. Ninaka na bena. Tungande kupama minerals ati bana mayo balenda muma beer hall about mines. How insulting can you be? You didn't try upon a beer hall. My whole life, I'm not even a beer drinker.
How na ine
Well, like nationwide. Beer is not my drink of choice. Welcome, comrade. We are here to say the president must take control 2024. Have you bought a light jama tractor? You can't be telling people at Kabieni Mukulima, but you have not provided the tools what they need to go and farm. What are you doing? Are you fooling people or what? Meanwhile, as we speak, they are busy playing politics. Politics, abantu barefwa. If you have a thing ndera fide pandach. But you know, we are playing with people's lives. We have to be serious. Zambia, we need to be serious as a country. There is no way a country which has been mining for over 100 years. If you copper wire probably have Zambia. Every house has copper wire. YouTube mune apa YouTube mune abanene fe bakule ifyalo eno ife tuikere efye tulerwa tulanda pama minerals aya winisha abasungu ati pali bana mayo abalanda pama minerals ili ashiri amabbi yabo. Don't insult me and don't insult Zambians, because we all know Zambia's economy is built on minerals. And this politics, for lunch, supper, and breakfast, gotta go. You lie 24/7 unapologetically. Who does that? Who does that? Who lies without shame and continue piling lies and lies and lies? We must have a law in Zambia where we can impeach a president. This is what we need to do in the constitution. If you're given a mandate to rule for 5 years, if you break the law, you should be impeached. We can't have the president lying 24/7 and he's still there. What honor are you? What honorable are you if you are lying 24/7 unapologetically? And the people are honoring you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What country are you building when you lie unapologetically, unashamedly? Lies and the onion. Ama lies yaba HH is like an onion. Chi onion na kulukula chubula fieta uletika kuchichinka. Every day he slaps on a layer of lies. Every freaking time it's lie on lies. We are tired. Welcome, my son. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Mama chikamoneka mulishani.
If you want to send Mwapulen Ponkwai, Naichef Yamuna Mafunde, I send Ponkwai.
Thank you very much. Mama Pumulo, imumwewa fiashkari.
Kale.
Nisha
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I was surprised to see Kakorweka Resango Panan Papage. Not Chisha. I was always asking Mama Chikamonika, where is Mama Pumulo? Where is Mama Pumulo? I'm wondering. Welcome back. Thank you, ma'am. So now, okay, ma'am. I'm wondering. Apopo tulimanje eparagaranda wakuchipata pachimake tafika pachimaka hapa opo filifi into hapana afikoza because I'm doing business in but ngamwamu kuoda ifintu this time nopo ilendera dollar ifintu na afikosa manje muise okay inocho mpatire koferi kuli abana nkani ba UPN jaba according to what they promised and what they are delivering is different. And the bad part is who criticize them, who are under pali vena nishini problem. Think of it okay chiranga lipoko kulanda fechinga moneni ishirempia bake neshirya ama 3 million yaratwale mfati bali yakana bali yakana sheka beka bali yakana indarama fyonse fidya tuize tumone futi fwe mayuti turechula not fwe mayuti abantu mucharo barechula muize mmone bale kakubo ke ali mbaba ine ilya kakubo balebula impia shirya shonse shirya ono mbawiso sangati banani mushemwe bantu tuleya kwisa nokashiche charo chezu ichine okalala ndokubati ni private business icharo chezu ichine chikala afe chireru bana ni private business ni kwiza tuleya awo kwena. So that's why chichaba ichi that's why ni support chaba ichi chaba ichenga chaisa. I think if in fiara inda ko bwino fiara bako bwino ifinto otherwise apapena apanga fwe mayuts apanga ngatuika lefe fin olonda totera kuli imwe mwalimu opo mwayimina feta mwatarabwekera pokunu mama machikamoneka mama pumulo mule twalirire fin okulalandira kwa abantu do mama pumulo tamuli na ifo mama chikamoneka tulepitana beno obuchushi tuleo mabonse miromo tulibonze tuleo mabonse miromo pamo so apa na ikosa abantu nga bale dandaula abantu wamfona oluse na wako batule turukushako na urefu ako kamu at least ulebike fyakulya patebo at least walolesha abantu ofu bale echula. That's why nabuka bwalala na bwira ko pamulu uko kumama ina ali umforusa I felt bad kuli waisasa ngati abarefu tamwaka mumone mu umwana wabo aya mkwimba mugodi mutya tete mumone bati balechula abantu balechula nenzala kula mumone baleyimba mugodi mutya bale batambe bati balebwerera mulandi wansala na afishupe efintu apatuli nikafu apa manje tuli apa na fwe bene manje na fwe ngati waranda this time fwe mayuts balera ndafye ko bati mwarefu amuyimwene esheshe natuesha twalibesha tetu yepe nokwe batawe we didn't try them, we have tried them. So bafirwa febeka ngakufirwa bena bafirwa febeka because delivery in background pena tapadi tetu bepe no bufi delivery nyena tapara of baresta ni say of praising fikula I praising afye every day file so but tatule fimono of bare praising tatule imon katora kaleira kofi pamulo so apatuli mayo ndesa fyo mwine ewa la tulorekesha hapo pali yena otherwise apa pena na because apane fo wingalanda tawe let me praise, let me worship but aba worshiping abalia there is something oko baliamu. That's why they worship and praise. Me I can't worship because I have seen my youths are suffering in our community. They are suffering but echula dola pa ifikire nga bantu febene bene nga nabatontonkanya onokuira nokufira ndapo ubunga this time nshinga na budula obunga nibanga bare kwanisha pali fwe ma youths nangu abakotefe nibanga bakwanisha okushita obunga buli 300 nshinga so tuchingirire po ekichene echi apo na perera balande ko bambi mukaina totera sana mama pumulo and mama chikamoneka for this opportunity
totera mwana chawa mawai zamune chitashia mubanenu mwabeta pano twali kuka twaisa pano nomba
emkwae out karati vopini mama chikamu mama pumulo
iseni mwema kuti mwajoina and your contribution mama, the floor is yours.
Na totela na lala na kove pachava ichi chale to mwana wesu kuti chava iche I movement baletele chava iche na yufika bwino sana pamlandu wakutila imiti kula empanga elo kabiri ichi chava ichechi nifue bonomba fue bakalamba tumulilo uchingiri abakalamba mama pumulo taocha tufuile tu abatungirira abana because ite political party ichaba iche te political party ichaba iche ni movement iyo balefa iko kuchita cancel kanso abalumendo bonse counseling kanso abalumendo bonse Zambia yonse ero kabiri ichi chaba iche movement balefaayo making a sure bas changing of mindset y'abalumendo ibepo okuchira abana besu balenda munma y'ama bosses baba pera 50 kwachi na mairo bosses honorable ile system ilefa ikokupwa ku bana besu na system yako batingana tukana ero bala mpele eshina taile fwaika so ichi chaba iche na chisa bwino sana i movement iya kwishiwa kutila tuingafwana n'abana besu ukubashile kisuma mu cyaro cyesu cya Zambia pakutila nemiti kula yonse ile isa sanga beta Zambia noti Zambia ya masele ala masele mama pa TikTok amasele muzambi abana tabaletina nina nibala tukakutuka abana tabaletina bala tukaliba president kuta so kanshi emkwai mama
So I think this is a very welcome move. I'm actually very excited because our youth energy yabo. Ba youth nomba instead these politicians should create an environment where youth pochimo mwamona use their brain ngoli mwaiche brain yobeire bomba no kwata physical energy ekitafuna okulaba mpya brain yabo okutontonkanya to change Zambia, create projects, design houses, you know, ambeni okusambirira mining, ambeni farming firyamulanda. So Ichaba is a great move, and this Ichaba not only politics, even in survival and employment, let Ichaba have classes, hulafundamba youth, ama crafts and the skills to survive. Ukulima mapangi ama community farming blocks, bale panganga kushtisha, you know, like kunwa mapange into innovation, right? In the Western world, the youth, youth tukana. Kuma Western world, do you see youths insulting? But you will see the youth will be number one to rise up when something is going wrong. French Revolution, my youth. Could China quite uprising me? My youth. Black Lives Matter, United States, my youth. Youth, target your energy to develop your communities. You don't see in developed countries, by youth, you don't see that. So our democracy is based on the West. So we have to copy what the West is doing 100%. I'm a member of parliament at Wabeshiba no Kubeshiba. Tubamona tenga twa mpepi no na my election. Elo tubeshiba mambo tekapo.
Munonga bati baputike elo nomboku ya tebela na bakashana ba Zambia open. Ukuseba no bisaba.
Developed countries ama MPs tubeshiba ngakwaya mukuvota bamba mukampera bamba no kulande fyo balechita. Bali busy bale bomba. Not you members of parliament, instead of creating environment for them to thrive, to establish private businesses. Ama business opportunities there for by youth. Simple things like sunge koko, ukuta mama block. Youths must be empowered. They come cooperative bambo kutama ma block bale isunga bene, but mwalibu la fiance fe mwalibika mwa foreigners. Fast food restaurants you say mwa itula foreigners. The money is going out. So each other one be okuchita train ama youths, train them in block making, ukupange misemo, ukupanga furniture, ukupenta mayanda, ukukula, you know, things that people need. Ama restaurant, you train waiters and waitresses, customer service. Each hot, and each is not kula lumba politician lumbani madoda. Muleke if you nampera mama.
Na totela sana mama pumulo stumbeko. Pakusoso kalambo kubango mufyashi. Uwachamwe ochonse. Omufyashi ukwete okusakamana. Okumono kila kuno kubulaya njikere. Wande nkachononoka. Tekumi Yesu. Ili onkabwerera ku kyalo kya Zambia fili okusanga beta Zambia. So mama pali uyu mulimo tule mitotela sana pa mulimo omwaimya ba mama pumulo stumbeko. Elo na pali icho na lalanda pamulandu wa education system. Na la ikata ko mama kuli education system. Education system ya mchalo chesu cha Zambia ba Precious Zimba education system ya ba rotten. Education system ya mchalo cha Zambia ya jibola. Europe ya tuletela ma subject 20,000 ukusambilisha abana besu. Mulesambilisha abana besu ifipaso. Grasshopper. Mama Maria, the moderator. Hey! Wanyeka muzi, wapi abaisa? Tatu alale, tule luchinda. Tule ingira mwaka.
Mining and agriculture, mama. Mining, bafuye yaba ichokula sambila from grade 1. Kuishi mama where in Zambia na mining. These are the two most important subjects. Not if Babika, it is to go compulsory. But I say, I'm a Chinese man.
Pekeni hapo pene. Uliomu Chinese va ibile ndalama. Talela ndeti sungu. Yalela ndeti sungu cha kutolaika. Elo kabwala la ewa le polishe sungu. Mwamona? Kabwala la lela ndeti sungu iterine chipila chololoka. Elo wakamu Chinese kala just trying. Give me back my money. Give me back my money. Kabwala la. Pena baby la
Chinese yapanga computer. They make those computers abaishibe chisungu.
Mama pumulo stumbe kolekeni nandeso. Education system Muzambia ifile ya chinja. Mufile kuleta avocational subjects in schools. Avocational subjects in schools.
Mama, agriculture, mining, and the computer science in Fitatu. Fifilete aba compulsory. Umuntu on assembly, agriculture, mining, and computer science from grade 1.
No, from preschool. Yes. Phone ni ba preschool. So ichilefo ikamuma sukulu imwe ba education minister. Ichilefo ikama sukulu bali mipela akafulo tatu. Na mkwate nchito. Iya kufunya kwa ma subjects ya kusambila pali ba koswe. Ne paso ne mpevu. Na ba history. Proconsul Africanas. Homo habilis. Homo electors. Homo sapiens odidiensis. Mulesambili shaba na pali ba kolwe. Shaka the Zulu. Fiala mtuwala kuisabu pilibuloji. Wana walesambili na pali shaka. Instead, wana wayo alesambili la ifya kuchita manager mali sources ya chalo cha Zambia. Kampeni kusambili shaba nefya kuchita manage. Indalama. Kampeni kusambili shaba nefya kuchita manage. Amali sources ya mchalo cha Zambia. Ichaba iche na chisa. Kampeni kusambili shaba nefya kuchita manage amali sources. Imwe nilamulesambili shaba na venu Proconsul Africanas. Nilamulesambili shaba na venu Grasshopper chipaso koswe. Vena kulia kubulaya nishvalesambili shaba na babo chama manager amali sources. Aya Muzambia ngabaisa kuno.
Ya umwana waba kwa chite aisa pia wana manager mubanki. Baya musambili shete ya kuchita manager mpia. Imwe atakusambia ni history na religious affairs.
Elo chimbinichi mama pumulo stumbeko na isa kuchikankala ichalo cha Zambia chilefa iko kwa tama museum ama museum all corners of Zambia yonsama natural resources yo alesa tupela yafuile yaba mu museum pakutila vaka sukulu kwamba ku preschool pama weekend kula batwala ku museum kula balanga ini gold ini silver ini sujilite bale kula na fiera mu mutwe ababa government kwete ifezi ya lapite inkulo yaba kotyaba taba ishwana gold efe imoneka. That's why imebera chaba umwe babule nshindo okulalirira obunga taba ishwa sunjira efe imoneka. Taba ishwa gold silver for imoneka. Taba ishwa ready mercury for imoneka. Taba ishwa amethyst for imoneka olalirira obunga umwe bawumereka nikulirira obunga. Even government watch the sense sama mine. I am chalo cha Zambia. Imwe mweba letere chaba ichena mukitabu ino. Well done. Hey! Tulevi support mweba. Icho tulefwa ya mweba ne chaba iche. Tulefwa ya kumaking sure timwe bonse. Mukalirira kuri government wakati the sense sama mine. Zambia. How many mines do we have in Zambia? Naba chita ona ama mine ni bani. We want to know them. So that unonshuwele kuchalo cha Zambia twachula pafla. Imamweba na besu chaba iche you can't go to Senegal. Epo fieba mikani okupa maseni abana kashimwe. Can you go to Senegal and mali umuseni umwana kashima kuleke wewe? Can you go to India upe mwenye wewe? Umwana wandi alitemenwa mwenye wa mpepe kwa urubiro. Kutiba kuleka.
We don't need government to do a census. So all provinces Mozambia so all these youths must go in their location. No kulembama mine yale sangwa munchende yobekala. Era bakatumenomba kuchaba iche committee kulia. Era nomba committee ile ya chaba iche ikaswata list ya mine yonse. No kuyakuteko. Ukwebati according to our research, these are the mines that we have. Because in the government teach the census, bufi. Kami ni basamba mafupa, basuba mafupa, basuba mafi, ama ubufi, basuba ubufi no kuri obufi, akasuba oluchero ne chunguro. You can't trust these people.
Mama landeni kona muchitonga.
So ndamba kuti ediji movement yabana jabola. The management in each other should contact all the youths. But you can contact my youth once, and let my youth once, but to me, my information of mine ili muniganjeba kala. So my youth once, but to me, my hinama mine kwa kede. Bagaku to me, kani kulia. We call committee, we central committee, so once my youth vegeta research and submit mama ini, then the new movement, a new group, each movement now we're government. Wambati mama ini yari mujisingai. And let's start talking. Kubabu ya question no we are emerald mine. We know there are so many emerald mines. We know who owns it is this one. So in other words, vegeta match, compare and contrast. So each other will have data of the mines in Zambia and the government Ministry of Mines data. So they will compare information in government. Information here was from the youths. By youth yambeni ukubomba. Uti na uriwa alomo. What kind of mine iliguma alomo? What kind of mine iliguma zaunga? Join the movement. Our church go accountability. Kambo bantu babatu togatala ngado twide kupenga potwataligira kupenga. Nothing is changing. Tohotera hurumende nyu yebola. Kutushinga mabata day in day out. Inwawa jabola new movement jabana. Let us take charge. Later apanomba patu Africa nipala papa tishi kushari ngenye nyinono mwana. Na turingana ba youth. We are depending on you. Let us join forces and help this government. Tell them what to do. Because it's like they don't know what to do. But now jogera umbere. He see him be isi yimbi unka kumpera sobo tujogera kumbere ichi yalo fimbi finena kuntachi kwetu rebwerero numa nimbanini vesi nitununa vesi yonse misemo nomba shiri kwachi mumba 1950 mumba 1940 misemo efyo shiri turebwerere numa. We have to reevaluate what are we doing wrong. We need to fix this. Hello mama pile fyo mwachilande fya ma museum. We need to introduce these subjects in class. No become my book. No kuya pa my YouTube. Afyo information ya pa internet. Ngawale funda yo ni teacher ole funda mining. Abika fye teacher ya godi Monica so. Everything is uploaded. Information here. I don't live in Zambia, but I have all the information because the information is online. So we need computer science. Akamwana like umwe shukuru wandine. Basambia pa ma computer. Umwa ngabaya po skulu one someone had ala for a computer. The school distributes computers. Aba nabi ne bala somebody shabala bapera homework go baba somebody shata sign in log out grade 1. That is what we need in Zambia. The education system need to change. Every child need to have a computer, tablet. No English about grade 12 didn't is a problem because they can adopt lessons on the internet. Umuntu wa Sambira can make a lesson. Ate mu class akita 10 on palichi project lesson abana bale tamba. Ukuchiro kulabula ba grade 12 bale funda abana bale pona. We need to go forward. Zambia techile bwelela kunuma. You know who China cities? In China, there are cities waiting for people to move in. They are planning ahead. Quite many cities in China bali kula fionsi amaskuru ipatala mayanda manelo la fiabantu kukira. If we can't even manage our own up to now, I was in Mandevu. Any problem, sewerage, no running water. How many people in Zambia have running water? Welcome, comrades. The floor is yours.
Yes, if you see NFE, there should be rapid change in the way we handle national issues or the wealth ya chalo. Ndebukisha bashuma people bamubali landirepo kwe but it is better to trade for technology rather than dollar and pound. Echirele ngo kweba ati abo bantu beminine fyokula inonkesha. We put them there and when they face dollar and pound they forget about everyone, they are rendered useless. Abo ba America bali kwata ma gold reserve na ma copper reserve bafunyakwi kufyalo fyabo bali kwata nabo gold nomba na ife twali kwata gold twali kwata emerald twali kwata copper twali kwata sugilite. Why can't we put those things in our Bank of Zambia reserves? Maskulu nshaba na balesambira pa CBU na kuunza ayakuba bengafiro kuchitaru fine bengafiro kupanga gold kweba tiyaba mufiko mbola ifya kusunga mu Bank of Zambia. Zambia yala ikwatire echuma noti chakuba chire chita depreciate noti kweba chire pona barepende echuma cha mineral wealth. That is real wealth, not this squat, not this dollar and pound. Tature for kupenda currency, turefo kupenda wealth. Iref mamumushiriole sa tupela. Zambia is not a poor country, but we are seeing poverty through our leaders who are putting in place. Zambia, we are so much blessed that we are supposed to even surpass every other nation in Africa. But why do we become so poor? Whether twasambirira ivyo fini amachonchori bena balande chichonchori pakoba technology ireba mukati tekuba tinga twaishi befisungu twarishi babonse efisungu ivyo fini as long as turech understand over turelo ndorola tekuba tichisungu waishwa nomba ukwebati nomba ni shifyonse ni shinombo fiera kontoroka uku kontorola turefo ukwebati fi kontoroke na bonse bakwata moko chita benefit. Bank of Zambia ikwati ama reserves yumo noti ukwebati bare kongola fi ndalama ba bank governor okula butukira na ba minister okula butukira mu Kongole ndalama ishire afuirisha. We've got minerals which can be put in the bank reserves nishire shupa bare shitira ba council ama equipment ama loader ama grader whatever ama bulldozer, they can buy those things, put it at Kasensele, put it Kumpika, they bring out the gold, they bring out the sugilite, they bring out the emeralds, they bring out the diamonds, put them in Bank of Zambia. Bank of Zambia will be very rich, the country of Zambia will be very rich. Botswana bari kwata diamond ndio bachita mine. Botswana has passed the economy of Zambia. Botswana olo bapokele independence. Zambia kale nani watipa ka Zambia kanshi, nani watipe ntungurushi Yesu. This case should be removed in the name of Jesus. 2024.
Amen.
We need to make things change. We need to make things change. We are fed up, we are sick and tired. And let's stop this blame game. We have given the custodian and we've given the mandate to UPND. Let them do their job. If you are going to PF fufumepo, so stop blaming Ushiripo. We are blaming you. Take the blame and work. If you work, or if you put policies in place, we are going to see things will change. But if things are not going to be changing, ama policies tatakula change, we are just going to be suffering like this whilst we had lent leaders in offices. But what is their lent, them being so lent without any impact? But tuseka nokutuseka chabulanda sana omupambo kalamba fe sana twafira okupanga pufe kebo bazamefa bale panga makopa cables amana nikane amakopa cables. Who's making copper cables in Zambia today? Niba mwenye baneukan pandola ibaisa. We have failed. What is happening to our copper? We don't have ideas. Abasambire ba CBU baunza. What are you doing here?
Muri kwisa ba user na CBU. Where are you?
Somebody la kanshi.
Sote na magauni.
Shana wali na mapotato nga wapoka ka allowance bambo kushana. I'm like ine shamwe na plate ya so.
Allowance mukesa mu booth na mu sido.
You kula shana na potato na salad nenko konga bafora ka allowance bambo kuna yechi wali kwati ni pachiliro. I'm like, this is the disgusting to say the least.
Let us all rise up and see that our country develops. That reform salula ngefu tulelanda. Let us put our leaders to be accountable. Muma constituencies monse omubale twababika kwebati bale tuchita represent. We need to see development. Monse fye takuli kwebati rural areas bare pangire ndalama nokula chite myotoka. Nokula kuma holiday. Kuma beach kunse afialo. They are failing to develop their own country. No, that's not it. Zambia can be even a better place than any other place. Because
imagine
our water bodies, we've got the largest fresh water bodies on the continent, in the world, not even in the continent, on the world. But what are we doing with these water bodies? We fail to think. Lesaka tochera pokabiri akatukanda fwe maridazi fwe bekala mufi puna fya authority. Let's have a mindset ya kwebati ichinje. 2024, please, let's focus that things get better. If people are focused to change the system, if people are focused to change things around there and they are determined, they are really able to change things. If into it fiachinja Mzambia, we've got the resources. If into it fiachinja Mzambia, we've got the manpower. But abesa fina equipment for fina baisa mtu bomfia for bene. Who does the mining? And why does somebody say Zambians can't do mining? Zambians can't do mining because they are stealing from the top.
Hello,
We don't
Basani, you could take
we don't want leaders who are stealing. We don't want leaders
No,
who
kwiba bafyasula bayiba gabasitubeko musokoto wanini. How long have you been overseeing the finances of the country? Abasitubeko should resign in shame. Twakwata shame aba leaders abashakwata ensoni mwe bantu. Are we that kind of a people who have no shame? Basitubeko musokoto wanini, you should resign.
I think as Zambia we should do better. We should do better. Zambia kuba strategically positioned at the heart of Africa. It speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Zambia is supposed to be the bread basket of Africa. Zambia is supposed to be the bread basket of the region. But we are just playing Tom and Jerry, Yonsef and Kadori.
You know what? As they are playing Tom and Jerry, but people are dying. You know, we are talking in life and death. People are being traumatized. Families are being broken. If you consider because men can't provide, because people are dying over simple diseases.
I think iya kuingira mu politics ya kwebati nje nonka ifire ya change ifire
the constitution.
ifire ipwemo.
Service. Politics is
service that we render them and we trust them to put them there on our behalf. That's why we put those people there for us. They are our servants. They come to nomba masters awe. Eva servant too.
You can because I'm salaries. Civil service. I have worked in civil service 10 years and they all be pension tabandi pira. Impia tashafula. So uliaka kuongala poke impia. Why are the mulma scandal? The one impia mu civil service. So once you might so that they manipulate government officials and business people to steal. You know what, by alliance, if you had even an ounce of honesty in your body, you can come and say one thing. By alliance, TV, you can't be quiet for 2 years. If say something, just even say, you know what, we are praying for the Zambians as they go through this economic tough times.
How do you say that you are praying? You need to pray and involve yourself. Ukupepa kuti mwapepa lero mufure namwe mwaba committed nokuba involved kwebate.
You know, my son, therefore kulanda the party by Elias Musha. By Elias Musha ran a TV bakwetwiria and saying to Landila Kwabalanda, in I'm not even PA for DC, but he has a job, got a job in Australia as a diplomat. And look, Zambia is at the West. Okay, we want to take what I call integrity. Let us have some integrity in us. You know, we can't be a whole country where we can as we go in 2024 tukwate ko insoni tukwate ko buntu mumutima nga walufyanya wayeberera lero kuno kuyeberera nokuleka okubepa obufi. We can't continue running a country on lies and celebrating liars. We cannot.
Fideo mfuika abantu nga kyakwe bati batendeka okulanda bali abali mu authority bafire balewunfwa. They don't have to put a deaf ear, because what we are saying is with the truth. Now, if they don't want to hear from us, who are they going to hear from? We are telling the truth. We're speaking our hearts out. They don't want to hear us. They should hear us so that things change for the better.
Amatupasia zine mwalanda pali mushana kipako pako. Kachi. Kamusha.
Twalina day and night on TV bakwetu kuti bayigira cyane mubowa banilubira mubowa nakabeseni banepoka every day.
Baniki. Ati kamusha na kachipako pako na kanevas mumba ni tuturiemo.
Yeah, wafia. If I today
it as a country, these are honorable men who can stand and speak for the truth. Then you know we have lost it. Let's call a spade here. Let's call a spade. We claim we are Christians, right?
correct.
We are Bible bashing Christians. But then we can stand there with a straight face and tell all these lies and not be apologetic about it. I think I think who's fooling who? Zambians, we are a Christian nation. Because we are not. We do everything opposite of a Christian nation. Our leaders, starting from the top to wherever they are quiet. The country has reached the worst in the history of Zambia as a republic. This is the worst poverty level to strike Zambia. It's a historical moment right now. And the people like Musha, who was saying to Ranjira Kwabaranda, they are mute. They need to be man enough and apologize to Zambia. And if I were Musha, I can just say, please, Zambians, forgive me. Then we'll stop talking about you. She should come and say, I came here for my own personal agenda. I didn't come here for Zambians. Then we know. But this thing of abantu balelanda, if you landire mwana wandi kwebachi wafiro kula abantu nga balelanda. But you know not like that respond. Eti bale ipailira fi. Elonga mwaisa baisa pa stage wambo kwa bale tuponona, bale chitenshi, bale mpata. Are we in kindergarten? We in a country here that only
Babachira pepalero na mumfa comment kuri baniki matipa. Atiba chira pepalero what bare for appointed you come foreign minister.
But you know what? Our somewhere by them kuchita conquer Africa by the Bible. So these same politicians, they are using the old trick in the Bible, fooling people by going to God. No, mama, do not be fooled. That's the old trick in the Bible. Christianity is a good religion. I'm a Christian as well. But Christianity has been abused by greedy people to manipulate people's minds. Forgive your neighbor, pay taxes. I respect it. Like churches like Catholic, they don't even do a matai. They don't even demand impia from anyone. But all these Pentecostal churches, they survive on tithe and offering from people. And you sometimes need to wake up.
So Fwebena Zambia, Natushibuke, we are part and parcel of developing our country. No one will develop our country except us when we are involved. When we see things go wrong, let us stand out and voice out so that our leaders are able to note what is wrong. Tabapita na echo tabeshibila. So bale kwata kokupepeka kokutuba umfo kwebata okwena okukabobwa abantu balilana pa ground kwebata tafidi bwino. Pantu yingiri ne bakateka bala babepa. Kuri ababe ne bakandiri aba bashunguruka mumbali. Kateka kuti alifye bwino. Nomba bakandire ababe ne aba mumbali ebali mu bepa. Tabafano kwebati baleleka kwebati mu Afrika kanokola mpangira ma appointment. omwine kuti ayi mafio kwa vacho chinji mepenje imwe na fie takuri nishukuru apanga no tuma appointment yo mukayoku vakateka mule imafie mwaima mwaya oko mulefu amwe afika pye mpungu mwabasanganisha
apo wala ndachaba mushingurike yeni story yakale kwali ba internet. Now the president has access. Any leader has access to social media. They know what's going on. So, Apa, the president, you are on your own. You were elected on your own as president. So the president is supposed to take control. That's what I mean. If you are president, I wanted to say that.
Well said.
So I think to Alashima Mama, any comments?
Empire. Awe nalala fete bachumfa patunono na pafingita bakonfwe. Utu twamulisa mfwe tatupa kusala. Tuleto la fie pali ya movement ya chaba iche. Pantuecho twalelo lelanga bafiashi benu. Okumono kutila aba iche baikatana. Bakutila bale pandansha nyamano. Okuishiwa kutila imiti kula empanga. Echo kanshi na ifo na mayo banyine no kubanga bafiashi bacha mwochonze. Na tukwata molu bali pantu muliro uchingiri abakalamba taocha na totela mama
na totela mpoe. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. I think that's it. Have a happy new year. Lesangat fisha ko we don't know abantu abamina bale komo apatulela anda bambi bali mu mabedi bambi tabemi na mu mabedi. So I think Mama, you can pray for us or we can just end.
Our mama mashu na lalanda pofia kulekelesha.
Okay.
Na lalanda mashu ya kutilefi. Mwebe na Zambia bonse tuishirwa kutila ukufuma lelo ala workshop. Ukufuma lelo twalala line new year pamande. Sunday Muriama hours no bushiku wile twalala ala. Muriama hours, Muriama seconds, Muriama minutes. Tuimona kwati na tuchenjela ukuchilaba nensu. Abashirela ande lishwi tulelanda. Tuimona kwati na tuchenjela okuchilaba nensu abashikwete shuko lya pemo mwela tulepema. Tuimona kwati na tuchenjela okuchilaba nensu abafuile. So tufuile tu making sure kutila utatuafika kuchaka chipya kumwaka upya twayebelela. Gatwalirufya nyaba nensu tie ntulande sorry. Aba nensu ngala bali tulufyanya tie ntubelele tubabelele yoluse. Elo kabiri chimbi ngata twakwata okutemwa tukwate okutemwa mu mitima Yesu pantu mwana lesa shiri okutemwa mu disciples yakwe echo mwabera mwamwena basungu bali katana tabafayo kumono mulanda mufyalo fyabo pamulandu wa love. So kanshi na hivyo mchao Yesu cha Zambia ngatu akosho okutemwana tukamona okutila ichalo cha twangukira elo chimbi tunalala chakutila imwe bonse mwe bakwetya amapange imwe bonse mwe bakwetya amapange mwe ba saving lendalama ishakutila ubushiku wapa new year nkaya sendo mu ishikuru nango akanya nangu umwana waba nebo wa 15 years kaya mutadi fao mu guest house kulia mukaya tamu akabwere na lande shiwi tamu achile bali abanenu wale patila pa mawindo. Onso mukose ule fayo pia mfula box tapanyuye mukaya kamba tana. Onso mukote ule fayo pia mkwempe chunsu banyuye aba kwa no kusebana pantu mwasebanya Zambia na panshi ya talala mule mona insansa shaba nenu ubulanda bwaba nenu insansa shenu abana baba chushi abakashano tu nono pamulandu wabu chushi instead mubafwefye kano muye mubatokote ero mubaperi olupya uyonso mkote wala angalira kubana besu kuba university na kuba CBU lesala michita expose ngafya vina expose leta tawa patile pa window mulino kupatana ino ero imwana imwe bakashana mwe batemo kulala na bamukabene mwe bakwete pange yaku yalala kuya pondo shaba mukabene panyuye mukasokole nemboyo mumyoto kashaba mukabene pepeleni pa kusokole mboyo mu 2024 pa myoto ka ishenu notukula sokola emboyo muli motoka yakwa mukamwi muli nokuba exposed onso mukashana ulefayo pia tokota mukamwi nepanuye twapapata
Yaba.
lekeni bamukabene bekale n'abakashi babo n'abana babo kumayanda bwino mwibapwishisha omutende tebakwebera ti ukotelepanga ndokano kupwa umunobi alisumini okupwa kuli kamala shamunanko ati umwe umetachula sapulafye asumina ashipikisha bawina ero ibona mboko otwale ekufi nemboyo muli motoka yakwa mukamu ulefuje mboyo na upenda nenkopyo na malaya tali ichipu ino 2024 pepereni pakuti mwelesa wandi ema pepe mwakula pepe anala mieva mwelesa wandi fiyana ale sukule mboyo mumyoto kashabe ne mu 2023 i 2024 mpereni umyo wandi onka sokwele mwemboyo uwandi mwelesa wandi balabana nale fyala kuli ba mukabe ne mu 2023 uno mwakasha kafyale po mwana buli mukabe ne kafyani la fyawo wa umyo wandi ema pepe mule pepe wakashana imwana imwe bashitata bashikuru nenkonto mwefikote na imwe mupepe okutira mwelesa nalifulwa sana maboxa kutwa iche ma guest house uyu mwaka wa 2024 lekeni ntindame mwatu pesha mwe
Tabomfa mama tabomfa lekeni mishimikireko ka story yakachitike akale New Year's
shibikeni
yaisa ka New Year's awe bashikuru bashimwana baisala ndatawe kuri New Year's party natfuata ma business clients na yanati baisa bashikuru pipi twaikane pa New Year's ndatawe kuri party tuyangole fona shikwete fyakufwalanga mwali chebele kai mishnaba plan ngana nampumikisha cha tuleya party ya ala ndatakwa so baisa nchite chitauna tule yanata kuti akonka shani shikote tia kufale bishishi wene awe keshi shala nice sana toke have fun epyo na ngamba champesha kumana na mwe bantu New Year's party ya kunjito na isa na ya pamuna ndipanga na mwe bantu kuma babo bale umfana na bena nata so bali bose shepo bali bashimba bachintwe nukane kushopo bali atawe naba yakuli nani kane kulya kuli party kuli New Year's party kati na bosi bandoko bere bachi bapano bachina tumtana matenti mukwani na chiri loko ine basanje ne basampuminkisha atawe tuleya na kenese nemwino munanda tawe bena bali mukanya tawe ni business techukonge so mfuna ile pamuna twaigane bali ena bati bali mula exactly so bile chitu mwone koko kwine ukwisaya kwisasanga pati kulyama ule nenkopyo nabafala tupimpinya twafika twalanding abale pula kulafumina kuma back door kutuka panganda tama wives baisa nishina abasenda abe nababuka baba na fiansule kupati balelia ama timponi ifa tuli so respect your wives. These things, like, you know what, you have to stop and start a new year as a bigger person. Ngawa upa ngawali upa leko kwa ngala elo ngauli mulumendo yangalo pota ula upwa efo ningala ndafi
nomba yangale pota ula upwa mwali ba malwele angale akatwa mwana wa benya malwele
you don't have to be sexual. They can go and have fun, you know, but your fun is your wife. Sendeni abakashi benaba Nyama family gatherings. If you have a sex number, ni level in B. Ini a sex squad bamagwele. But all I can say, if you're a married man, go partying with your wife. Your wife is your best friend. Take your family with you. Elongori mulumendo. Not waikatapa. Kwani bamagwele inosha. Be serious. Ngori mulumendo wikale panshi utontonkanye. Chimucha yobeto ya alaba. Elongari mwe pamwe batemwa abana kashukuru nalimona pama internet kuba youth chalira ama comment cheating whatever you know like cheating is a normal way of life. No, it's not even something to joke about. You know the pama sana pama social media pa ba disenda they are cheating kwati na kalimoni joke but kweba tipita mwe fyako bati umuntu taleba honest kuliwe. Families are being destroyed. Families are being destroyed. Yes, Mama.
Kuli comment y'abakirufya Mulenga.
Ati Shandi.
Berengeni comment y'abakirufya Mulenga.
Balenandash.
Berengeni ngamwa berengero mwana basuka bwini because bamatipana basuka nakali.
Oh, Anika was one of the people who fought to remove PF, including those two women. I have to give HH a chance to work full term to access his work. I do not criticize because UPND is not giving me a contract. Zambian don't like to follow the law. They don't like presidents like Manawas and HH because they were disciplined. I'm blessed to live this long, and I've seen presidents from Kaunda to HH. So number one, me, I don't want a contract. That's number one. And number two, if you go to study in a university, if you want to be a doctor, there's continuous assessment. Or grade 12 ye. Bafunya kwa my exam number, but kufika the grade 12 para ba test. End of term kulemba test. In a year kulemba test ya tatu. So what we are doing for HH is continuous assessment, and we are doing continuous assessment based on the failures of the previous government. Because Zambia, 60 years of independence, tapari filechtika. HH na bafigwa. Na bafigwa te dollar ili pari 26. So mafika mulefa ichero shika dirikero tukambia okulanda. Ela bachiru tapari chile pa page. If you want to give a HH 5 years, come here in pa page and start promoting. Don't come on our page and rubbish what we are doing.
Nyati na muikuikuta bekwita omuntu nga ikutali asa. Kuikuta ba Mulenga.
That you have seen presidents from HH, from Kaunda to HH. So tell it. So if okay, me, I can't complain. Like my children, but for me, I speak for others. But if they are comfortable, where I am here, I am comfortable. I don't even have to work. Two of my girls, master's programs, they have all done bachelors. But that's why we have empathy and sympathy to see what we should have to talk for the marginalized and the underprivileged. That's why we're here. I'm not here for one. Go ahead, Mama.
Mama, bachirukia Mulenga. Ngana muikuta katuishi. Ngana muikuta cha wamafe mwayala alamani. Imbe imo muri group ilyangu fuili ati muleshitila balumendo utu aiche tu benteni miotoka. Gawa mitoko tamwakashitila motoka. Mwakapa. Bantu isi.
No kupokera nani kani ama not to pokera malon.
Ukula tupokera malo nokutushire nyoto ko twache tu benteni mayonga mule ikuta mwaya la fie chalo na chipena ero tapari umiebere tulefu nyapo ba HH 5 years icho tulefu ani ba HH to do the right thing pantu twala pa wingi tona ula
ke mayonga nkufyalo fimbi
mwe
HH
ufa wachufya mlenga
ba HH umufi babe panga ni fyalo fimbi nga bali bakita impeach ndemye bafi
mama pumulo Loko.
mule mufika kulandeni banik kabyeni mukulumbani madoda nabafunya album ko ba pressing kabyeni mukuyimba pray album yenu Christmas carols for UPND na infuma mwise mkuchita pressing pa page pano kabyeni mukuyimba kabyeni kuli bu pressing muimbe muipeshe mukale imba fya until 2026 naponga ni pa 12 August mwaumfu abachirufya kabyeni go and sing Lumbani Madoda until 2026 if a panel twice some more checks and balances until they fix Zambia we'll be here we'll be talking ngachambi kanipa you can just exit. Okay people kuti wacha papa live pano kuti wacha mwandi Anik kuti wacha last show ya shupa last show ya shupa walacha pano
Nafwa ine nafwa. Balanjipaya mapressing abalanjipaya.
Kuimba Lumbani Madoda pano.
Mama Pumulo, yangu tatala. You girls have talked there on Amulanda Mwandin. You've touched all sectors. I have been glued to the TV. I mean to the phone.
2024, we are not playing. We are not cutting them slack.
I tell you, it's just at Nachkwata Beni. I couldn't join. But I had earpieces to my and I said, oh my God, these girls, I wish I can join them. A job well done, Mama. I just want to wish you a prosperous new year. You've touched all the subjects. I couldn't have added any more to what you have said. Well done. Kudos. Kudos na Mulanda. Oh, shumfa patu no. Napafingita kumfwe. So ababa mulenga wo. You know what I didn't like? He thinks that you were so desperate for a position. What makes him think that whoever Mr. HH did not give a job to is a bitter person? HH cannot employ everybody. He cannot employ the whole Zambia. And so if he does good, we will give him accolades. But if he is not working for the people that gave him the vote, we will criticize him. Criticism is healthy. Those are the worst praise singers. For example, let me remind Mr. Mulenga, if he's a true Zambian and he watched President HH's presser, there is a gentleman that came to ask him to say, why hasn't Mutale Nalumango been traveling as much as he has traveled? HH was so petty in his response. He says to him, young man, when people send you to ask such questions, do not agree to ask such questions. How petty for a head of state to think like that. What makes him think when journalists come and ask questions, they are sent by people? That is not how a statesman should answer. he should just answer and give the reason, or if that journalist was wrong in his question, you should have said, no, 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 young man, it is not the case. It is because of ABCD, but not to undermine someone and to bring someone down. He's always assuming. If you were sent to ask such questions, do not accept to ask such questions. We know who sent you. What did he mean? What did he mean? And then he goes on to say, yeah, some people didn't think that I would be a president because I'm Tonga. Mr. HH, respect the Zambians. Not everybody, the 2.8 that voted for you, were not only Tongas. This time, Abena Zambia badimine chintintangombe baima. Bayami voted by HH 2.8. They all did not come from Southern Province. For a statesman, that was wrong. Totally wrong. You cannot answer like, and that's what I keep saying. That arrogance, that pomposity has to come to an end. Let's hope, Nombamu 2024. Honestly, Mr. HH, you will be a changed man. You will respect the people that put you in that office. You will answer them with respect. You will remove the bitterness that you have harbored for such a long time. In a panel, I harbored bitterness over you. I have forgiven you. I have released you. Release your enemies. Remove that bitterness. And you will be surprised how the Almighty God will give you many more years if they see the good from you. But for as long as you harbor that bitterness, no, you will not go far. Zambians saw something in you and they voted. You won that vote genuinely, Mr. HH. Genuinely, I can say so today. You won that vote because the people of Zambia wanted to see change. And all we are asking for on this program is respect, just a little bit of respect for the Zambians that gave you that vote. That's all the Zambians are asking for. And then the Zambians are saying, honestly, their heads are sinking. They are trying to keep above the water, but they are sinking. All they are asking for is relief in 2024. Because now what we are hearing is different. We are hearing that fuel is again going to go up. Cash nomba kufayo lupia nombo kulashita manjinga. Let's start riding bicycles. Na ifwe bako tefwe bashaisho nokunine njinga tukaipone nafi. Pamapumuro. Ala tukaipone nafi. Ine nani nine njinga didia na iliku skulu. Manje stizi vanokwera manjinga. Mwandini wa HH tamipapata. Mvere nkoni avena Zambia chifundo basauka maningi mazambians muwapase kona ulemu vanamivotera vapase nkoni ulemu osavanyoza. You are the #1 person in this country. Let us exchange the respect. Remove that bitterness and lead with love. And I promise you, the Zambian people will love you. But for as long as you condone theft, you condone mediocrity, now we will not stop talking. If wenga tuamona ati ifire chitika mu Zambia, Phoebe twalaisa pa media tukalanda tizakamba stizankalazi ngati nikutipaya mutipaye chabe patosamba kukamba ati iyo ni nkhani ya mumaba someone asked here pa program Mama Pumulo, I think you didn't read. Ati president wakamba ati ni nkhani ya mumaba ndiye babamani.
Imagine, that's like insulting.
Because Mama Pumulo, it's only Baman wamenamvera nkani ama patrons. You understand?
And you know, Baman badi kwata street confidentiality, they don't discuss what they hear because they hear a lot of things.
Exactly. So tapapata, Mandin, tapapata. As you wish,
you know, you know, I think that's insulting women.
Yeah, so as you give a message of hope to the Zambian, a prosperous new year, let it be prosperous indeed. Let it be hopeful. Let the Zambians see the change that they voted for. I'm on record, I didn't vote for you, Mr. HH, but I'll still speak for the Zambians. Let them see change. Let them see hope. Maybe you'll equally convince me in 2026, but at the moment, I can't, man. Huh? No, to praise singer to you know, tame them. Tame them. They are disrespecting the people that gave you a vote. Frank nani yako. Huh? Because if you don't tame ka Frank yako, the Zambians will judge that our country ni momuleka tuma ka Frank. You are the one empowering him to mock the Zambians. Costa Mulanda.
We know ka Frank. That's why naka someone.
You claim to follow social media. You listen to what everyone is saying on social media. And I'm sure you follow Frank. The fact that you have not said anything, Frank, is because you agree with his message. No, but that will bring you down from 2026. Remember, you're only remaining with 1.5 years. 1.5 years. If I can be precise, 1 year. Because you will need to give people a space to campaign. Right now, you have not.
People need to forgive him.
Yes.
He needs to be forgiven. So 2024, start working on people to forgive you. Otherwise,
and I pray that you will give your opposition members space to campaign. Because right now, up to today, no party has ever gone out to hold a rally and speak to their people. Not one. Everybody has been denied the right to go and campaign. Everything you are saying no, no. But guess what? You will not say no to people registering as voters. That you will not say no. And you will not say no to people who have voters card to go and exercise their right, which is to vote for a candidate of their choice. Chapwa, continue. Continue saying no. But what I'm telling you, takwa bakateka uwa muyayaya. If you're fyapwire na bakaunda, fyapwire na bakaunda.
Vale nasha konoku kauka mukanwa.
Yeah.
You know, like as a president, you can't be talking like Ulelanda Pansaka. No.
Imagine. No.
I think like the president need to need to speak like a presidential language. Use it,
Language.
not like,
Yeah.
you know, like, I don't know, you know.
Yeah. Mama Pumulo, it's bitterness. It's the
Like,
bitterness that we harbor.
okay, it's to the bitter. Plot her one. We have not flown 65 international trips, okay?
No,
But
but
when you work with the instrument of power, about
Pumulo, he is equally. He is the one that is so bitter.
Exactly, but when God has blessed you so much.
Imagine, Mr. HH thinks everybody that criticizes him, they hate him. No, that's not life. I've got people who criticize me. I don't fight
agree to
everybody.
disagree. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't
It's
fight everyone that
agree to disagree. Mwaseka, mwalanda, mwaseka, mwafunisha. That's normal. Yes.
If you chaba muchalo, if politics chabe fi, we don't have to create enmity out of politics. Honestly,
press conference, press conference,
you know, the politics of nowadays has gone deep into the Zambians' veins. Ichakutira ba naba blue bala kupatira po mwalapu sana. Naba nobe balale kokwisa mukukutandalira.
A friend in a pano. I have lost a friend, Papa Penny, from my politics.
I have lost a lot of friends.
I have lost a close friend from my politics in there, and news I saw where I told you no better to Alimunanko no more pattern. And I'm like, hey, you know how did we get to this?
Pama politics, sure kuti mwampata. Pama politics. You are forgetting the love, the joy.
Like Anik, you and I, we do this for charity. It's volunteer. You and I don't make money from this. So why should someone hate me?
Mama Pumulo, when you used to talk for HH, I never hated you. Inenalese kafenati abeshi baba bantu aba. But hate is too strong a word. I never hated you. Even to say that I hate Musha, I do not hate Musha. I don't hate Chipakupaku. I don't hate him. But all I'm saying is the same way you fought for the Zambian people is the same way you must continue to fight for the Zambian people when things are wrong. But you are scared to talk because you will be removed from those Tuma positions you are given. I would rather live and maintain my dignity because people will never forget that I left a certain party, a certain government, a certain position because I did not agree in their ways of governance. And people will never forget. Echo balandira kwati insoni ebuntu mwandinitwa papata. So Mama Pumulo
Shakatuisha for Bakafika Muzambia. Nani bamwana bapanga ka picture kabamusha the biggest betrayal. Yeah, and you know what, you have to think beyond, like for what legacy are you going to leave, you know? Ulenya now, yes, but you used people's the innocence to get where you are. You use people, you know?
Exactly.
You betray people.
Exactly.
You sleep at night.
Yeah.
Anyway, we better wind down. Thank you, Mama Chipra. Thank you, viewers. It's been a long 2 hours.
Imagine. Mama Pumulo, I wish you a prosperous new year. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Mr. HH, we wish you prosperity. We wish you good governance. Please, Twami Papa, to do the right thing. Huh? Extend
Exactly. All we want is a
democracy.
better Zambia.
Yeah.
Tulefo yake Zambia ipata chapa.
Extend democracy even to your opposers. Let them campaign. Don't restrict the people of
I
Zambia.
thought you would bring a civilized world, honestly. But you are taking the amount of backwardness. Napichiramo.
The problem, Yama African leaders.
Yeah, we need to go
Sleep
forward.
well.
So thank you, guys.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Love you.
We make it. Our next show will be sometime next year, but we'll be here as admins here and there. We'll be posting stuff, but we'll not be here. So thank you everybody for following Ubuntu Forum Zambia. We love you. And we hope next year will be a big year. We have some announcements to make, you know. We have a big announcements that will be coming up. So keep your ears open. Keep your ears open. You know, we women must unite in the country of Zambia. I think
your
Zambian
ears open. We are being given positions as cabinet ministers. So just keep your ears open. Bye-bye, Zambians. We love you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Mama Pumulo. Good night.
We'll talk. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.